Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, thanks to AI, those good folks over there at the YouTube channel, There I Ruined It. Oh, man, can they do some stuff.
Yeah, because before AI, they were doing cool stuff, and now they have a whole new world to work with.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, boy.
It's a whole new world. So what they've done is they've taken AI and said, hey, man, we're going to have Hank Williams. And is this the old school's, the senior?
The OG. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the OG senior. You're cheating heart. I think that's that guy. And he's this
guy.
What can I do to win again?
So they've taken that dude and said, you know what you need to be singing? You need to be singing the NWA rap classic Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, boy.
So thanks to There I Ruined It and AI, you get this.
Straight outta Compton, crazy mother named Ice Cube. From the gang called Fellers with Attitudes. When I'm called off, I got a sold off. Squeeze the trigger and bodies are hauled off. You too, boy, if you're with me. The police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the pop mothers, they're showing out. When I'm in your neighborhood, you better duck. Cause Ice Cube is crazy as I leave, believe I'm something. I'm coming straight out of Compton.
What the hell? How
Dude, that's insane how I would never have thought that was AI.
I just think that was a Hank Williams impersonator singing.
Yeah.
That is weird. I like that they call it Hankster rap.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
I want more Hankster rap. I want a whole Hankster rap record.
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, this opens the door for all sorts of stuff like that, Steve. And, oh, man, unfortunately, I don't know if you can make any money off that unless you go to the Hank people themselves and say, look, we want to do this, and will you let us do this, and you'll get a cut of the proceeds. But then again, if you can do it for free like these guys and just release it, this is nuts.
Yeah, I have no idea what kind of monetization they could do now on YouTube. Because I would imagine how many views it's got now, I don't know, but it's probably going to grow to a ridiculous amount. What's that right now?
66. Yeah.
66,000?
Yeah, and this just got posted yesterday.
Just yesterday.
So let me ask you this. This is a really tough thing, and this is where we've had this big debate. It's definitely Hank Jr.'s voice. That's what they're using.
Right.
If they, you know how YouTube works, the more skillions of, they make a ton of money off of it.
Right.
As well as the people that posted it. All this money will be made, and the Hank Williams estate gets nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. They're going to have to figure that crap out. I mean, isn't that why some of the writers are all striking and all that?
Yeah.
That's going on because of, we need to figure out how we're going to monetize AI.
And that's the wild, wild west of YouTube and maybe TikTok and all these places. The wild, wild west of it is that, hey, man, you're making money off of my voice, my fame, my whatever. If you're the Hank Williams people, It's like the reason that we want to listen to this is, and also, hey, if you're NWA again, also they're not getting any cash for this because it's a Hank Williams ballad just redone with those lyrics.
I wonder though, because I don't know how that all works, man. Because they are using NWA's lyrics. Granted, they had to change a couple words, like fellas without attitude as opposed to something else.
Yes. Yeah, and that's...
Do you change the name to then Henry Willie or something like that?
Henry Willie.
Instead of Hank Williams?
First of all, I want that to be somebody's name. We should trademark that right now.
He's the new country hip-hop artist, Henry Willie.
Henry Willie, that's right.
The weirdest part on that cover, or whatever the hell that was the ending of it where his voice kind of acted like it was like going through puberty. I was like, that is amazing that they could pull that off.
And that's kind of how he does.
Right.
Yeah. It is. Oh, man, dude, that's... Wow. And the scary thing is that, you like you said, Steve, you would have thought it was an impersonator, not AI.
No,
that's how good
it's better.
That's
it's gotten better.
What, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
That's what I keep telling you guys.
Oh, you keep telling us that?
Go back to the audio. If the robot tone already erased it.
I'm going to ask you this. Did you tell us that, or did AI Steve tell us that?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I'm going to start blaming all the stupid things I say on AI Steve.
Oh, my God. Well, you know what? You got a long list, brother.
Yes.
But AI Steve is up for the task.
AI Steve is the only Steve that plays Beat Migs now.
That's what it is,
and that's when we've learned that regular Steve hasn't been into the office in years.
Right. Regular Steve's just been hanging out in that house in Alabama that he keeps joking about.
Not for nothing, though. Granted, we see each other every day. But how cool would that be if we were able to release that? Because a listener right now listening to us, how would they know?
Oh, man.
How cool. I mean, really, it's like, if a bear takes a blank in the forest or if a tree falls, something happens in the forest, how would you know unless you're there to see it? Like, does it make a sound, whatever?
And, of course, the AI versions of us would joke about this to try to keep people off the beaten path. Like, that was AI Danny that brought this up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Regular Danny's still in Portland recovering from emo night.
We don't have cameras. Like, a lot of shows have cameras in the studios. We don't. So I think there's a reason, don't you?
For a reason?
Yeah. Yeah. Just like Ben Stiller said, do I really like Pepsi or am I an actor pretending to like Pepsi?
Oh, we're screwed.
Meanwhile, and I would, this may be me or who knows. There's a man that faked his own arrest. Okay. Why? Well, he wanted to propose to his girlfriend. Oh, Steve's going to tell you all about this. Or some version of Steve will tell you all about this. The Migs Report at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Want to make the most of your home equity, but don't know where to start? Talk to BECU about taking out a HELOC. With great rates and one-on-one guidance, you can feel confident getting a home equity line of credit, knowing BECU puts members' best interests first. Learn more at becu.org/HELOC. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender, Boeing Employees Credit Union, NMLS ID 490518. Financing is subject to BECU membership, credit approval, and other underwriting criteria. Call 1-800-233-2328 for details about credit costs and terms.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. And today is a day to enjoy yourself some raspberries and cream. I feel like raspberries is in the news almost every other day these days.
Yeah, what is going on with this? Why is raspberries... Is it raspberry season now? Is that why?
I think it's just part of the raspberry society, man. They're just putting that propaganda out there for us, BJ.
I don't think it's right. I mean, you got all the other berries that, that they deserve equal time.
But I got to say, this is a good one. I never thought about a delicious, probably healthy treat like raspberries and a giant scoop of whipped cream, which looks amazing.
Yeah, whipped cream, but anything is good with... I mean, whipped cream
makes all fruit better.
Yeah, really.
I'm in for this one.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Let's try it. Raspberries and cream.
Cool Whip or the regular whipped cream out of the can?
Ooh, I feel like Cool Whip would be the way to go with this one.
Here's what you do. You just get a big tub of Cool Whip and just throw a couple raspberries in it.
I like the way you're thinking.
That's what you do.
That's the ultimate breakfast right there.
Let's get her done.
All right, do we have any whipped cream? Or Cool Whip?
Well, we can get some.
All right. I feel like that'll be easier.
We can send Vicky, but we won't see her until, 3 days? You know how Vicky drives.
That's fair. At least, we're not eating it every day. We'll get it later on this week. Also, today is National Sea Serpent Day.
What?
Is a kraken a sea serpent? Because if so...
No. No, it's not. It's more of a squid thing.
The sea dragon would kind of be a sea serpent, maybe.
Oh,
Right?
I guess.
Yeah, when you think because it does. It looks like a serpent.
Yeah, a serpent,
dragony
yeah.
serpent.
Yeah. I'm looking at some pictures of some sea dragons out there.
Yeah, so I think that would be considered a sea serpent. You're
Yeah,
right.
shout out to the XFL.
So we got to do. We have to wait for National Sea Squid Day.
Yeah, because they're kind of like the Kraken's kind of like an octopusy squid kind of a thing.
I feel like I don't know. I want it to be a sea serpent, man.
I wish I could help you with that.
What a waste of writing that one down.
Oh, you really thought it was the Kraken, huh?
Yeah, that's why I
no-
brought it up. I didn't even care. I was like, well,
it's
a crappy day for holidays.
Sea dragons, though. We got to we got to the other sport, not the sport you wanted.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's kind of in the name. Serpent, kind of like a snake, doesn't have any legs or arms or anything like that.
Wow, look at you.
Thanks, douche.
Look
Yeah,
at Vicky
you're welcome.
serpent
Show
shaming
it
you.
out over here. Yeah, she's serpent gatekeeping me.
Damn.
I'm doing that well, actually.
You pretty much
Comic
did.
book guy. Yes.
I do support this, though, because you had an agenda and you failed.
I did. I had a whole method to my madness, and the method was completely wrong.
You can't get it past Wikipedia. Don't try that
All right,
stuff
fine.
here.
It's also National Beach Party Day. Where do you find Kraken? In the water. Where do you find water? By the beach. Boom.
Boom. Okay. All right.
It's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know what? I'm Knuff, so I'm going to go beach today. If you watch the Barbie movie, you know what that means. Oh. We're going to beach off, okay?
Okay.
I'll beach you off. You can beach me off on National Beach Day.
You know what?
I think, look, if it's good enough for Ken, and if Ken's Knuff, you'll beach me off.
What's the email for our HR person here at the radio station?
I think it's a phenomenon. We're all beaching each other off.
All
Just
right.
saying.
Let's head to South Carolina with a man that faked his own arrest. You're like, well, why the hell would someone do something like that? Well, he did it during his girlfriend's birthday party as well, which seems kind of traumatizing. You're having a birthday party and say, hey, happy birthday, babe. I'm being arrested.
This guy is a genius.
Well, he did it out of love because he wanted to marry her. And he figured what better way to ask her to marry him than to pretend to be arrested. Well, here's Shane with his very odd proposal to his partner, Shaquinta. Here it is.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
But this will make it up for you. Will you marry me?
Okay.
I feel like my handing over the wedding ring and just saying here might be a little bit more romantic than that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just feel like whenever you have the police roll up in any situation, it just could go wrong. I don't think I would involve the police in any fake situation.
I don't even think he had the police. It looked like he just had some friends pretending to be cops, like undercover cops. I didn't even see cops. In the thing. I don't know. Did you see a cop in the video?
Did you see anybody in a uniform?
I didn't. It just looks like a guy with a white button-down shirt and some khakis.
All right, well, that really is a lame attempt.
She's kind of dumb for thinking that's an actual cop.
Yeah, that's a real lame attempt. Undercover cops don't arrest people. You'd have to get uniformed people. You couldn't even get like a rent-a-cop?
He's got a guy in a white shirt with it looks like maybe he has a gun on his I don't know if it's a fake gun or what, but it's not. It doesn't look like a cop.
This whole thing is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
This whole thing is
I do love that they're pretend handcuffing him, and I think that's when his buddy put the box for the ring in the back of his hands, and then he turned around and it's like, hey, Shaquinta,
okay,
can you marry me?
Look, I don't like the idea. I just don't think you should have the cops roll up in any situation when you're trying to be romantic. And if you're going to, at least make them look like they're cops. The undercover thing, they just look like maybe... They look
like a
like
mall
regular
security
dudes.
guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's observing and protecting what's happening. He's not arresting anybody.
Actually, it just looks like someone will do your taxes.
Exactly. They don't look anything like anybody who I think I'd be afraid of to arrest me.
What a strange proposal.
Yeah.
And now, of course, she's like hyperventilating. Yeah. She's in tears. Yeah. Probably because she thought her boyfriend was about to be arrested on her birthday.
Oh yeah, she's tripping. Dude, she's tripping out.
Yeah, she's going to pass out.
Oh, this did not go well at all. You got to watch this video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. This is a very, very bad proposal.
Well, they're happy and they're in love.
Are they? Because she's unconscious, isn't she? Oh, she hugged him.
I don't know if she hugged him or she's just using him to hold herself up. But that's
I don't know. I give this marriage a week.
Romance.
Yep. Sorry. Look, I feel like you and I had better proposals.
Any of his buddies would have been like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the best way to do it.
What if his buddy was you and you're the bowl of popcorn, let's just see what happens guy?
Oh, I'd volunteer to go get a cop costume.
Exactly. That's why if his buddies are like you, they know it's a bad idea and they want to watch it happen.
I'm Officer Steve Migs. I'm here to arrest your boyfriend.
Yeah. And let's be honest, you and I had such bad proposals that if we have other people have worse, it makes us look better.
I kind of like that one because of that reason.
Yeah.
All right, let's give a shout out to a man by the name of Naveen. He's from India, and he just broke a world record for smashing the most nuts against his forehead.
Nice.
Okay. I was a little worried about where you're going, and I'm hoping you're talking about like walnuts and planters.
Walnuts, of course. What else would I be talking about?
Listen, there are a lot of cultures and practices that involve many different things. I don't want, everybody has their own thing.
Dude, the video is amazing. So they just line up all the walnuts on a table.
And
he just smashes his head against them.
whack-a-moling these things.
Yes, it's the video is worth watching. He ended up smashing 273 walnuts. Here's a little bit of a clip from what it sounded like.
Okay. What? You got to watch this video. This guy is... Wow. All right.
What does his forehead look like after doing that?
Walnuts are tough to crack.
I know.
And he's cracking them with his skull.
And when did he realize he had this skill?
And where's the concussion protocol tent? He's definitely going to need one. Yeah, well, he definitely needs to be put in a tent.
Yeah, because, those walnuts, the shell will cut you.
Okay. Again, I'm not sure why.
Did he practice this? Was this part of his martial arts training? Sometimes you break wood boards. Maybe they break walnuts.
Oh, so you're saying he's got the chi. Now, I know in Asian cultures are all about chi. I don't know. Maybe in Indian culture you put the chi in your forehead, and that's where you can crack stuff rather than your hand or foot.
And how often is he at a bar where he tells this story and someone says, prove it, and they grab like a walnut or some kind of a nut?
Every time. You know it's going to
right.
do it every time.
I feel like you're going to have to constantly prove that you're able to do this.
You have to give him a drink, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if they're going to make you crack a walnut on the bar, then you got to get a free drink for that.
Do we dare try this in Dallas when we go for our radio convention
Who's going to be the nutcracker?
You.
All of us.
No, it's not going to be me, Danny. No. Steve, you've got more head than all of us.
Get me drunk enough, I'll try.
Yeah.
This apparently needs to be made into a movie because the person who he broke the previous record to, they're actual rivals. So they
don't like each other?
No, they've actually been competing against each other for multiple years.
There's nutcracker wars, really?
Yes, between these two guys.
Come on.
They got nut beef, man.
Between Naveen and Muhammad.
Naveen and Muhammad. Oh, my gosh. This is a documentary waiting to happen. Or at least like a little docu-series on Vice.
Yeah.
Well,
I totally see this on Vice.
Well, they had the King of Kong about the Donkey Kong rivals.
That's what I'm saying.
Rivals. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, the Nut Boys.
The Nut Boys. I like it. Good working title.
All right. Well, maybe if we win the lottery, we can finance this documentary because the Mega Millions, nobody hit it on Friday. So tomorrow's jackpot estimated to be a record $1.55 billion.
How about that?
How about the Mariners too?
Oh, they did what had to be done, baby.
Big sweep. Not only did they win the series, which is their fifth straight series, but they also swept the Angels 4 games. So 4 wins right there. I think, they've won 5 straight. They've won 13 of their last 17. They are on fire, man. They're 60-62. The Mariners are looking 60-52, sorry. They're looking damn good, BJ.
Yeah, they are the team that is the front runner for all the wild card wannabes.
Yep. They're just right on the edge.
Yeah.
Right now they are 2.5 games out of the wild card. They are 22-10 out of the All-Star break, which is tied with Baltimore for the best record in the majors. Baltimore's coming this weekend, so that'll be a fun little battle right there. That's a huge series because Baltimore is the best team in the American League right now. But before they get to Baltimore, the Mariners are the best team in the American League right now. Okay, I'll give you that. Damn straight. And before that, they have to take on the Padres. Hopefully they smack them around. They better. That's another team that they should destroy. They should destroy the Padres. And how about our boy Teoscar Hernandez? Not only did he have a home run, but 3 hits yesterday, BJ. Yeah, he had a day. He's inching his way back to 250. His batting average is at 245. And what is it, September 1st? Yep. Yeah. Oh, we could do it, baby. Yeah, we can. And you even said this is an uphill battle. And look at him, man. He's been... Well, what do I think? You're welcome. If you want the Mariners to do well, Steve needs to bet, and I need to bet against the Mariners or a particular Mariner player. And all of a sudden, hasn't he just blown up? And the Mariners have blown up ever since I made that bet. He's been great. This has been awesome. J.P. Crawford also, did you see that sweet double play? Yes. Again, his bat and his fielding has been great. Get Mitch Levy on the phone. Okay. Get Mitch Levy on the phone because I said, you get him on the phone. I said with this new defensive alignment where you couldn't do the shift anymore, a team with good defense and guys like J.P. Crawford were going to be valuable. And Mariners have one of the, they have a top defense in baseball. Oh, man, this has been a lot of fun since the All-Star break, baby. Oh, yeah. Mariners making it happen. Congrats to Jake Paul. He beat Nate Diaz in that boxing match over
Was
the
that
weekend.
a surprise? I feel like that, to me, that's very surprising, but I guess Jake is better than I thought.
Jake's actually pretty good. And also Nate, I mean, he's a little bit older. He's like 38, but also he's more of an MMA guy. Although after the fight, Jake Paul's like, look, let's do it. $10 million. Let's have a fight, an MMA style fight.
Oh, okay. So it was a boxing match, and that's just not Diaz's thing.
Well, I mean, he obviously can do it, but it's not like his main thing. Like he's more of an MMA guy. So I mean, but it was still an entertaining fight. And then his brother, Logan Paul, was in the WWE at SummerSlam. He beat Ricochet. So which one was predetermined and which one wasn't? We don't know.
I think we do, but okay. I feel like we kind of know the answer to that.
So good weekend for the Paul brothers, I tell you. As if they need anything else to be more obnoxious about.
I know, dude. I mean, you hate to see them do well, but that's what they're doing.
I actually like Logan Paul. I'm enjoying him in the WWE. He plays a great bad guy because he's already very unlikable.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. The Pauls are perfect for the wrestling. It's just too bad that Jake didn't decide to do it too, because I still don't like him.
It was funny though, with Jake, the boxing one. He was getting booed after the fight because obviously people don't like them, and then he goes, "Boo if you're a virgin," and of course people still booing. That was his big comeback.
Great line, buddy.
Yeah, like,
boo if you're a virgin, because that kind of mentality, boy, that's what determines your greatness in life, whether or not you banged.
Yeah, I think he's right, actually, yeah.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll boo him then.
All right, weather, 76 degrees, going to be sunny today. Thanks to Snoqualmie Casino for giving us the Migs report, and that's what's up.
Yeah, my kids are both Immaculate Conception kids. At least that's what Kathy tells me, so I have to still boo then, because I'm a virgin. Thank you.
And I was like, oh, how long did you work on that one for?
Well, I mean, it took a while. Well, as you can tell, I've been working on trying to not be a virgin for a long time. Just not working. Hey, Friday, this kid over here, Steve, he got this one wrong.
On The Mandalorian, what is Baby Yoda's real name?
Oh, Gizmo.
No.
That's
the child.
No.
Goku?
Oh, no.
Grogu?
Boy, oh boy, you know your Dragon Ball Z, but you do not know your Mandalorian, my friend.
Groovy,
yes. Fantastic goalie for your Seattle Kraken, and also uses the Force to stop the puck.
Mm-hmm.
Grogu was what we're looking for. You want a shot at BD Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. And once again, we're working with Mary's Place doing kicks for kids because school season is getting close. I know you hate to hear that. I know it's true, and kids need sneakers, and Mary's Place shelters over 400 kids, so we're trying to get enough money to get all those kids sneakers for back to school.
Yeah, just $50 will put a brand new pair of sneakers on a kid. $100 will put a brand new pair of sneakers on a teen, so we definitely want to make as many of those kids happy as possible, and thanks to the Rockaholics, already over $3,300 raised. Our goal is $20,000. Rockaholics like Chad Dirks, who donated $50. Shout out to him. Jeffrey Zucker donated $25.
Thank you, buddy.
And Chris Lohman also donated $50. Any amount helps. $50, $25, $5, $200. Whatever you can afford, we'd really appreciate it.
It all does add up, and it's for a great, great cause, getting shoes on kids, getting the sneakers as they go back to school. If you want more info, if you want to donate, go to KISW.com right now.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat me?
Hey.
I know Rachel from Federal Way is. Rachel, are you there?
I am.
All right, Steve, now get out. For those playing at home, Rachel has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yep.
What kind of meat would more authentically be called mortadella in its namesake city?
Ham.
No.
Pass.
Blanco is the Spanish word for what color?
Yellow.
No.
Green.
No.
Say it one more time.
Blanco?
White.
Yes. How many U.S. presidents have been assassinated?
4.
Yes. In a standard game of chess, what is the only piece that can never be removed from the board?
The king.
Yes. What is the official language of Iceland?
Norwegian.
No.
English.
No.
Icelandic.
Yes. Sweet Child of Mine was first released on what Guns N' Roses album?
One more time.
Sweet Child of Mine was first released on what Guns N' Roses album?
Oh, God. The first one. I can't remember. Pass.
Graffiti and fairy tale are 2 varieties of what produce?
Graffiti and fairy tale squash?
No. Rachel, you got 4 correct. Okay. She got to 7 questions, so that's more than half.
I know, you got to, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Rachel's not happy right now because she knows some of these.
Yep.
Steve, are you ready?
Yes.
What kind of meat would more authentically be called mortadella in its namesake city?
Wow. What kind of meat?
It's a good question.
Beef.
No.
Sausage.
No.
Steak.
No. Blanco is the Spanish word for what
White.
color? Yes. How many U.S. presidents have been assassinated?
2.
No.
3.
No.
4.
Yes. In a standard game of chess, what is the only piece that can never be removed from the board?
The queen.
No.
The king.
Yes. What is the official language of Iceland?
I'm going to go English.
No.
Norwegian.
No.
German.
No.
Icelandic.
Yes.
What the hell? Why did I
too
even guess
late.
that? I know.
Sweet Child of Mine was first released on what Guns N' Roses album?
Appetite for Destruction.
Yes. Graffiti and fairy tale are 2 varieties of what produce?
Apples?
No.
Oranges?
No.
Cantaloupe.
No. Powder and baby are shades of what color?
Blue.
Yes.
so lucky.
And with that, you get 5 correct, which is a win. 5 to 4.
Yes.
Oh, Rachel, so close.
So close, Rachel.
So close.
That's why it's in this game, get to all the questions you can. Pass like a Mo as quick as you can in this game.
Pass like a Mo.
Pass like a Mo to the foe.
Mo was known for his passing abilities when he played in the NBA.
Oh,
Is he?
Yeah, yeah.
I never knew that.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of meat would more authentically be called mortadella in its namesake city?
Is that Bologna?
It sure is.
Yeah, bologna.
And then you finally got Icelandic is the official language.
I don't know why I
of
didn't even just
Iceland.
guess that.
I do.
Because I'm stupid.
I used to. AI Steve said that, and regular Steve said that too.
That's true.
And graffiti and fairy tale are 2 types of what produce?
I would just be guessing at this point.
It's one of Vicky's favorite emojis, I bet.
Eggplant.
Yep.
Oh, graffiti eggplant and fairy tale eggplant.
Yes.
I've never heard of either. Neither have I.
Me either. I learned it yesterday. So you all are welcome.
Yeah, good job.
What can I do? You win again.
Right, Hank.
What can I do?
Feels like this is a song that though your opponent would play. Because your opponent beat you, but I'll still give it to you. Huh? He says, "What can I do? You win again."
Yeah, he's singing to me.
Oh, he's singing on behalf of the loser.
I don't know who he's singing on behalf of, but he's just letting me know I won.
Oh, all right. All right, fair enough.
BJ Hank's dead. He doesn't know, really.
Hey, well, you know what? You don't know he's dead. AI's got him, brought him back to life.
That's very true, as we learned earlier this morning.
Yeah, he's singing. He's singing NWA songs now. He's back.
I didn't know we were going to nitpick the context of how I'm being told I won.
Well, I just wanted to be sure that you weren't dissing yourself. I mean, you worked very hard.
I won.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
I'm proud of you, buddy. I knew you could do it.
Thank you.
Okay, so we talked about earlier, there was an interesting mashup, whereas, of course, we had Hank Williams singing an NWA song straight out of Compton, which is done by AI, and we talked about that. We had a real-life mashup that you guys will have to help me out with this. Maybe you know more about this than I do, but Carrie Underwood opened up for Guns N' Roses on Saturday. Is that a thing she's doing?
She's on tour with them. Yeah. A while back, you remember, she had Axl Rose she jumped on stage with Guns N' Roses. They did some songs. Apparently, her and Axl are buddies. And she's not doing the entire tour, but she's doing a few dates with Guns N' Roses as the opening act. I think the Canadian dates for sure. It's crazy because she can headline her own shows.
Yeah, and is she Canadian or it just happens to be Canada where she's doing
I think it just happens to be Canadian dates.
I always wonder why. I get that they're good buddies. I understand that. Friends are friends, but I just feel like, man, the people that go see Guns N' Roses, I don't know how I'd feel about having to sit through Carrie Underwood, though I do understand that she's doing some rock songs in the sets.
I did notice her on her set list. I was like, oh, well, how is she going to pull this off? Is she going to, just do her straight up country set? Because you're right. But I saw she's covering some Pat Benatar songs. She covered Joan Jett's Bad Reputation. Also did a Heart cover, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin. And then she mixed in her own songs in there as well. I'd imagine maybe some of her more rocking country songs.
So I guess I didn't know, but and now I remember you talking about the friendship, and I think, oh yeah, I forgot that she likes rock a lot more than you think she would. So, like Miley Cyrus as well. Right. The two of them really love to rock more than you would think.
And my wife and I went and saw Carrie Underwood. I think it was at the Tacoma Dome, and she put on a phenomenal show.
This was just a regular show.
This was just her show. And granted, I don't care about her music, but her performance was great live.
Well, yeah, the shows that these big stars are doing now, you have to go, all right, that's a spectacle.
And not that it matters for her performance, but she has legs for days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all right. Well, if you can see that from your seats, good for you, sir.
Oh, yes.
And they have a big screen for you as well, so that you could really.
No, I had binoculars.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. There's nothing creepy about that.
No.
So Carrie Underwood opening up for Guns N' Roses. Here she is covering Motorhead's Ace of Spades.
She picked up a Lemmy accent, too.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if she was a performer that was an opening act doing rock songs before my major band, I would be happy with that. She got a good voice.
Oh, no. I thought the band sounded great, too. I was actually impressed. Damn, that drummer's keeping up that's a crazy beat. I know it's not he's not doing anything intricate, but he's just playing fast.
Look at that. I don't know if that's her band or or another band. Like there's a lot of questions to be answered. Like, does some of her own band say, I'd love to do this too with Guns N' Roses? Let's go open up for Guns N' Roses.
Well, it's her back. Yeah, she's got a band, BJ.
Well, I wasn't sure if I know she has a band, but I mean, I wasn't sure she brought some of them to do it or if she's got some other people that wanted to do this Guns N' Roses thing. So,
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
No, I think this is just her her usual band that she tours with.
It's going to be a lot of fun for them too to do something completely different like that.
Oh, I bet a good chunk of those guys were former rock dudes. Like they probably were playing in like rock bands, and so now here they are touring with Guns N' Roses, doing some of their favorite rock covers with Carrie Underwood. That has to be a blast.
So yeah, man. And look, no matter what your genre is, to open up for Guns N' Roses, who doesn't want to do that? Because I mean, that's a mega iconic band.
Yeah, I mean, because she's doing a few of the dates, and then also the Pretenders are doing some of the dates, and then Alice in Chains as well.
I didn't even realize the Pretenders were still like doing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Also, Dirty Honey and a couple other bands are on this as well. But as far as like the bigger names, Carrie Underwood, Pretenders, and Alice in Chains are some of the special guests. Although the Seattle date doesn't say who's going to be the special guest, although a couple nights before, it's Alice in Chains. So I wonder, and a couple nights after, it's Alice in Chains. But it doesn't have them listed as the opening act for the Seattle show.
That's pretty weird, isn't it?
Yeah, what the hell are they doing in between those dates?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Unless there's something really crazy going to be happening.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I don't know. You think maybe, maybe a couple of members of a certain Pearl Jam band might get up there? Maybe not the whole band, but maybe a couple doing some stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? Who knows?
It is kind of odd, though. It's like every show has a little symbol that tells you who the opening act is, except for Seattle.
And we got nobody.
But
then we have a lot of somebodies here. So you figure we should get to have a somebody opening up for GNR.
I'm curious to see what that's going to be like. That's happening on October 14th.
Where are they playing? Does it say?
I think it's...
Is it Climate Pledge? Okay, yeah.
That's amazing. That's going to be a good show.
Yeah. Is that a weekday or a weekend?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. October 14th?
Yeah, I feel like...
I'm guessing it's a weekday.
I feel it's a weekday. Yeah, we'll find that out.
If only we had a calendar.
I doubt that's going to be a thing.
It is a Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Look out. Let's party.
Well, how do we not have a special opener on a Saturday night? I mean, that's a free day for almost everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless Danny, Steve Migs is your opener.
Oh,
what about this? Because maybe it's him and STP getting on stage.
I'm very disappointed in them. They didn't invite me up on stage this past weekend. Stone Temple Pilots didn't even put me on the guest list.
You weren't even on the guest list. No. Oh, that is... Boy, you fell very far from... Your fall from grace from that band has been very quick.
Yeah, they just completely have wiped me from existence.
Damn.
No mention of me. Like, this is the home of our old drummer, Steve Migs.
Who gave you the thumbs up when you were drumming? Was that Dean or Robert?
It was Robert first and then Dean.
Yeah, so both brothers, they gave you the thumbs up.
Yep.
Saying you're an amazing drummer. That's how I looked at it when
you're our guy.
And then nothing.
And then now no longer their guy. Nothing. Not even a moment in between songs to be like, moment of respect.
I promise you this: if we ever have him on the show again.
Oh, we will.
I will put him on the carpet and ask him what the hell's going on. How can you do this to Steve Migs, the best drummer you ever had?
How do you ever come to town and not even think of your old drummer?
Can't believe it. Some bands, man, they get big and they forget the people that helped them get there.
Oh, was it them and Smashing Pumpkins played this weekend?
Oh,
together.
Yeah. Okay. I got no problem with that.
It sounds like you really regret missing the show.
Well, I know, really. I'm trying to think of those two bands together. I mean, I know they were around the same time, and I'm trying to think, do I like that pairing?
High school Steve would have lost his mind.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Actually, still, adult Steve would still lose his mind. I just couldn't make that show happen. I had other stuff going on, but
well, you know what? You got a lot going on. High school Steve didn't know you'd have this kind of life.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't bother to invite adult Steve to play drums, so I'm not going to go.
See, that's the thing.
You would have the band. You don't go watch the band play.
I was going to get off my couch and go, but if I don't get an invite to play, the hell with you, STP. I will not go to your show.
I bet they played the song that made us famous and Sex Type Thing. I'm very disappointed.
Oh, I'm sure they did, and it probably didn't sound half as good.
Right, probably sounded better. They're rubbing in my face.
Yeah, that might be it. I'm so sorry, dude. That was probably very traumatic for you this weekend to know that.
I appreciate you understanding.
Yeah, and that's why you could tell. That's why I wasn't really a big fan of I like the Smashing Pumpkins, but I can't support that show and for what they did to you.
I did see some people post some pictures and videos, and it sounded like the shows were awesome.
Yeah. Well, like you said, High School Steve. He's probably wanting to have a word with you. He would have told you not to do all the stuff you did in your life to get you where you are right now.
How dare you have a child and do fun stuff with your kids?
Yeah,
Steve.
why would you get married? Why would you do this to us? High School Steve is not. I would love to see the movie Looper with you and High School Steve. I feel like that would be awesome.
What is wrong with you?
He would be so mad at you right now.
Where's your hair?
That might be the biggest problem he's going to have with you.
Like, between you and Billy Corgan, what happened?
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, you're right.
You both had hair.
He's not going to be happy with this. All right, well, if you are having any kind of problem at all, man, whether it be at work, whether it be with your relationships, any other random problem where you think, hey, man, I could use some advice, we are here for you. Call us, text us now, 206-803-ROCK. It is Help Wanted. We're going to do that at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
At BECU, we're proud members of the 12 community. Jersey casual dress code on Blue Fridays, hoarse voices on Monday mornings, and flying that 12 flag every day of the week. We know how much 12s love to show their pride, because we do too. That's why we give our members a chance to show their 12 pride with every purchase. So join us and get the Seahawks Debit MasterCard from BECU, the official card of 12s everywhere. BECU, power in people. Membership required. Restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. What is Help Wanted? Well, this is a segment where if you got any kind of issues, man, and people have been doing this for a long time, texting, messaging, phone calls, and we thought, wow, we get a lot of these. Why don't we turn it into a full segment rather than just wait for listeners on the loose? That's what Help Wanted is about. You got a relationship problem at work, or anything else going on, and here's the key. Does not matter how dumb you think it is, we are here for you. Call us or text us now, 206-803-ROCK. It is Help Wanted.
Oh, we got a whole different variety of Help Wanted needs here, guys. So I want to throw it out for you guys to see what you guys think. All right, we got one that involves stealing money.
Oh.
Another one that involves hooking up with somebody's parent.
Oh. Boy, I already know just by the tone of your voice that's the one you like.
And another one that wants some help about the world of professional wrestling.
Oh, God, that's a tough one because you like that one, too.
It's not about me. It's about all of us.
All right,
Rockaholics.
All right, Vicky, I'll let Wikipedia make the pick.
All right.
What do you got, Vic?
I think I'm curious about the hooking up with the parent.
Of course you are.
Yeah, of course
I know I am too, and I love professional wrestling, and I still lean towards that
I
one.
was almost going to lean towards the stealing money thing, but I need to know more.
Okay. All right, let's start with that one, because that one actually just came in this morning, too. My roommate's dad brought some furniture up last weekend for our new apartment. After we got it all set up, we had some friends over, ordered some pizzas, and started drinking. My roommate's dad stuck around, too, and after my roommate fell asleep, her dad and I hooked up.
Yeah.
I just want to put it out there that her dad is really young. He had her at a young age, and he's hot, and he's not that old, LOL. Anyways, I haven't told his daughter yet, but I'm starting to feel guilty about it. Should I tell her, or do you think I should take this secret to my grave?
Okay, so the roommate is rooming with the daughter. Is that what I'm getting on that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I wonder what the age difference is between those two, because she's trying to say that the dad had her when he was young, but I unless maybe her dad's way old, and that may be the reason why they're so close in age.
Yeah, because they're in their 20s, let's just say. Their roommates are in their 20s, and dad could easily be late 30s. Early 40s, right?
Yeah, probably. I would say that, I mean, look, the guy could have had her as early. He could be 35. He could have had her at 50.
Right.
Let's say he's 40. But I'm saying her dad then must definitely be 50 to 60 years old.
Okay.
Because that's the only way they're together like that, because otherwise, you'd be like, why am I hooking up with the person's dad? Or
she just looks at her dad, no matter, even if they were the same age, but that's her dad, so dad is old.
Yeah, it's just, I've never known, I think of Sarah's friends, there's such an age difference that I don't know if there's any parent that's young enough to hook up with. There may be some that they find attractive, but we're all in the same demographic. We're all the same age. So this is, I guess if he's a young dad, and I don't know, it's a tough one, man. I feel like it's still a line crosser.
I think it's funny that that's the part that we're actually dwelling on, not the part that she just hooked up with her roommate's dad.
Well, I'll tell you why. I've been going through my ancestry thing, and so there's a lot of, I could possibly have a half sister who's 30 years younger than me. That's why I'm sort of on. Because with dudes, they can have kids at any time of their life. You know, it doesn't matter. So that's why I'm like perseverating. But you're right. It really should be, hey, man, I don't want you banging my parents. Right?
Well, that's been done now. It's too late.
So I feel like if she tells her, it's going to be a bad response.
See, and it's interesting because the way that she kind of said it in the way that the text sounds, it's almost like they were like almost put together. Like, it doesn't sound like they're friends. It's like my roommate.
Yeah.
Should I let her know that I banged her dad? Like, I don't know. I wasn't like feeling like, oh, this is my best friend for years.
I definitely didn't get. I mean, you would just say your friend.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to be friendly enough to be roommates.
Danny, even if you move in with somebody, all right, you're at least comfortable enough you're moving into a place and you
Not
go.
if you're going to college and you move into something random with a dorm.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
All right,
That's what I thought.
When I moved into
good
a
point.
house in Washington when I first moved out here, I knew one person, but I didn't know the other roommates.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, I would have had sex with any of their moms.
Yeah.
If they were hot
Then
at that
all right,
time.
I have a perfect scenario. Sarah, come on in. I'm going to do Danny's scenario right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny's scenario.
Because we'll just say this right now, and we'll see, because Danny makes a good point. There are points like when you move into a dorm, you have roommates. They're your age. You don't know. And this happened to Sarah. Sarah, you when we moved you down to California, you moved in with 5 other girls, I think?
Yes.
What would you have said if I banged one of them?
I would have killed you.
Okay, well, what if Dad was single? I mean, obviously.
No, still no. Gross.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to make it a little less weird.
No, I was basically figuring that in. Yeah, obviously I got to be single. I'm not going to be, going against mom.
Yeah, still no. But honestly, I would tell her though.
You would.
I
really would.
Yeah.
But, oh man, if she's like
Because
you, she's going to trip the F out.
Yeah, but if somehow she finds out later, like, and what if you guys like build a friendship and you guys get close and then she never tells you and somehow it like leaks out?
Yeah.
That's going to be terrible.
Or what if you accidentally impregnated her and then you have to tell her not only.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That would be my nightmare.
Could you imagine? Hey, hate to break this to you, but I had sex with your dad, and we're bringing you a new sister.
Yeah, how about that?
Congratulations.
Hell no. Oh man, I would be livid.
Whoa.
That would be so trippy.
So then your roommate becomes your mommy, and then there's a little sister. Yeah, Sarah said to me.
The nice thing is that she'd have to give you like an allowance. So now you
oh gosh.
No,
Sarah won't even let Sarah.
Yeah.
If Kathy and I wanted to have another child, Sarah said no. She doesn't even want us to have another child.
No, y'all are way too old.
I do what I won't.
No, you guys
kind of should now.
Couldn't handle a baby. And then,
listen. If Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, the pushing 80, can have a kid, why can't I have a kid?
You and Johnny Roberts could watch over the kid when they're busy doing old people stuff.
That's what my mom always said. She was like, well, you would kind of raise it. You wouldn't just be the sister. And I'm like, I'm not trying to raise your kid.
That's what Vicky's doing right now.
Yeah.
Vicky's a sister mommy right now. Why can't she be more like
brother
Vicky?
mommy. She's brother mommy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, brother mommy.
No,
Sorry about that.
Sister mommy.
I am the sister. I'm not a brother.
No, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, my bad. It's early.
Sister mommy. Yes.
Yeah. No, I don't know how she does it. The patience, and she's very nice. I would not raise your child.
All right. How about you keep it to your grave?
I don't think you should raise your child either now with that attitude.
Why
Maybe you shouldn't have children either.
Why do you think I'm like, so you're going to watch the kid like 3 times a week? Joey will watch it the other 3 times a week. Maybe I'll watch it once a week.
Joey wouldn't be a bad pick. You can have him be like your living nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently all the kids love Joey.
Yeah.
So
Joey
you're
Breadsticks.
Yeah. Joey D's. We got your new job. You're the brother. You're the brother mommy.
I don't think you should say anything. Unless she doesn't do the dishes and then throw it out at her.
Ooh.
Do the dishes. I banged your dad.
Yeah, wait for the first fight.
Do the dishes. I banged your dad.
Yeah, save that for a good fight, like a good punctuator at the end of a fight.
Good call.
Oh, yeah? Well, I banged your dad.
That's how it's going to
slam the door.
By the way, that's how it's going to happen.
It's going to come out when you're drunk.
It's totally going to come out. As soon as she wants to hurt you with information, yeah. And then your dad's going to be like, oh, man.
Or all of a sudden when dad is just coming over every weekend, like, hey,
Dad, you never used to visit me in my old place this much. Well, I really like it. It's very comfortable here, especially when you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I'm with Sarah on this. I just think as a parent, you just can't go there. Even if you're single, you got to stay away from your kids' friends.
Okay, but the damage is done. They've done it.
Yeah, I know.
Now what do you do?
Well, I think if I'm the father, I should tell my daughter too. Especially like with Sarah, I know she'd be pissed, but she'd even be more pissed if I didn't tell her.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I'm going to have this hard conversation. It's not going to be good.
You tell her over dinner?
Oh,
like how do you?
No, I had to break bad news to Sarah over dinner, and it was the worst dinner I've had. I like dinners. I'm not going to use a dinner for a bad. No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, take me out in public where everyone just assumes I'm not going to cause a scene because we're in public.
But I was safe.
I know you well enough to know you'll cause a scene in public.
Thank you. My own father doesn't know that.
Well, I was hoping, Steve. It was the first time I had to break super bad news to her like this. At the age she was at. When she's a kid, sure, she's going to ask any questions she wants. But I thought, Sarah's a little older now. She'll probably be cool in public. No.
Absolutely not.
No, she wasn't. No.
If you told me you banged my friend at dinner.
Not friend.
No,
roommate.
I won't bang.
Roommate.
Or roommate.
I would never bang any of your friends or roommates at dinner. I would wait till after dinner.
You're so sweet.
What if there comes a point where you don't want this person as a roommate anymore? Then maybe share that information.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or I was thinking maybe if it was like they were moving out, wait till like the lease is up or something and then just break the news.
The way you tell is
break the lease and the news.
Also, I'm moving in with your dad, just so you know.
Yes.
That's why I
dad.
Oh my
found
God.
a new spot.
I have a new roommate, your father.
What if they end up that's the other thing. What if they end up really liking each other? I mean, it does happen. I mean, the older men, younger women, older women, younger men. That's why you can't mess around with anybody your kids know. You just can't.
Or get permission first.
Oh, you got to get permission from you to bang your friends?
So, like, hey, before you fall asleep, I might hook up with your roommate. Is that cool?
Yeah. Is that all right?
Does Joey D's, your brother, also have to get permission to be with your friends? Because he's not your father. Or is
I thought she's trying to hook him up with our friends, I thought.
Yes, I've been trying to have Joey date any of my friends for like the longest time.
Okay, so even if he just went with somebody and you didn't know about it, that's cool.
I would love that.
Okay, but not me.
Absolutely not.
All right, I like this text. The funniest part about this whole conversation is that BJ thinks he has a chance with any of Sarah's friends.
I know. He's really pushing for it.
I don't have a chance with anybody. What are you talking about? I got no chance. I just.
So there isn't one that you think, oh yeah, I could definitely pull that one.
No, there's no woman that I can. I barely could get my own wife to pay attention to me. There's no woman that wants any piece of me at all.
There's got to be at least two.
No. There's only, even then, it's debatable sometimes if there's even one. So I don't think there's another one out there. And if there is, put her in the concussion protocol tent immediately. So she's got a concussion.
Did you get dropped on your head? Why are you talking to me?
Yeah, so I think we've helped. Did we help?
I don't know.
Half of us say tell her, half of us say
Danny, what are you
don't.
saying? Say legit. Are you saying tell or not?
Oh, don't tell her.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
No.
Vicky?
I say no unless you actually become like an item.
Wow, you guys! Wow, you guys are really all about secrets.
It's none of her business. It really isn't. It's his sex life and her sex life. It's none of her business.
Ah, boy, it's hard to argue with that, unless it's of course Sarah. That's the problem. If your daughter's Sarah, it'll be a beating if she doesn't find out.
But if that news came out, like somehow, like she told a friend and then told you, would you be upset at all with your roommate or your father for not telling you?
It's not my business. I wouldn't be. It'd be like, okay, well,
especially if it's a one and doneer.
Yeah.
That's a hell.
My business.
That's good to know, Vicky. If your dad ever becomes single and I do too, and I bang him, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, I'd rather you not.
Jose's a cutie.
I mean, it is a healthy.
Juan.
Wow.
Butthole.
By the way, have you noticed?
Jose? You just picked Jose?
Yeah.
Jose, Juan. They're similar, kind of.
Okay. Okay.
They're both begin with J's. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what?
Your dad Javier is such a good guy.
I love that you said Jose and Jesus, and those are all my uncle names. I have my mom's brothers are all Jose's and Jesus.
And by the way, most men do not care if you call them by the wrong name, if in fact you would like to have sex with them, so they probably wouldn't care either.
Well, I hope your dad's listening right now.
Hope not.
He is a very handsome man, I agree.
He is.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank
now you got to stand in line behind Steve. Okay, there's a big line big line forming for Juan, no line for BJ.
At least I know his name.
That should get you to the front of the line, Steve.
And I'm going to go after you? That's a lot, to compete with.
Yeah, sure is.
I mean, what do you got to do?
Look at Steve. That's right, buddy.
He gives me fruit snacks.
All right. Hopefully we have helped, but probably not. That's just kind of how we roll. Hey, what do you think is the top rock and roll landmark? And by the way, it's the top rock and roll landmark that every music fan should visit. I'll tell you what it is. It's 747 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, if you're upside down in your mortgage, should you continue to make the payment?
Continuing to pay your mortgage or not is a complex decision because you're going to have to pay to live somewhere. You're going to have a housing payment. So continuing to make your house payment really depends on several factors. One is whether or not you have a second mortgage. The second one is how affordable your ongoing monthly mortgage payment is. Another issue is whether your mortgage is adjustable and you're facing an increase in your mortgage payments later on when interest rates go up. If you do have a second mortgage in this economy with the housing prices being down, oftentimes we can take off or strip off that second mortgage in a Chapter 13 case so that you'd only have the first mortgage to continue to pay.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
You like jazz. Your passenger likes country. You settle on blues. This is the only kind of compromise you can expect inside a Lexus hybrid vehicle. That's because a Lexus hybrid is designed to go beyond compromise. Go far without having to recharge. Go fast with a formidable gasoline-electric powertrain. Go with all the luxury of a Lexus. So, if you ever find yourself compromising in a Lexus hybrid, it won't be our fault. Lexus. Experience amazing. Click the banner to discover more.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, it's a list I'm going to give you, and you know how we always fight over lists. But it could be that I'm misunderstanding this list, so I'm going to let Steve and the rest of you just chime in and see if I'm losing my mind. But Loudwire said, here's a list of the rock and roll landmarks that every fan should visit. And I don't know, maybe grave sites aren't considered landmarks, so that could be why this would be off the list.
Okay.
And also, I feel like I'm going to do a spoiler alert right now. I'm going to let you know there's nothing in Seattle on the list, and yet we created a genre of music in this town. It's unfortunate that we don't have a landmark to commemorate such a thing.
I can't think of really a spot that would be warranted in a sense. Like,
yeah.
When you think about, there's the OK Hotel had so many of those bands got their start playing in that place like that. That's not around anymore. Original Crocodile not around. You got like El Corazon, but it was called something else. Like, if we think about clubs, Rock Candy no longer around.
Yeah,
it's kind of a bummer.
It is a bummer. So I guess I can't really argue with that. The fact that there is no landmark to for the Seattle sound, really.
Obviously going like something like the Mopop when they do like cool exhibits of artifacts, different rock and roll memorabilia, but it's not really a landmark in the sense of, oh, this is the place that Nirvana once played.
Yeah.
Or this is the practice place. This is where Alice in Chains first got started.
So I'll give you the top places they think every rock and roll fan should go. The landmarks you should visit.
Every strip club mentioned in Motley Crue's Girls, Girls, Girls.
Number one on the list.
Yes.
How did you know?
Yes. Dollhouse in Fort Lauderdale. Tattletales in Atlanta.
And let's well, you really do. You got them. So, and let's see how many of you've been to, because you and Danny, out of all of us, and Vicky too, I would say, all right, you guys are the ones that would be the fans enough to go do stuff like this.
I'm willing to bet that I've not been to many of them, if possibly none of them.
Yeah, same.
Wow. Okay, I know, because I'm looking at them and I have been to none of these either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think you would have gone to this one since you grew up in New York. Have you been to the Apollo Theater?
No, I've only watched Showtime at the Apollo when I was a kid.
That's it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you never went, so you never even walked by it. Like maybe.
Oh no, I've seen it on the outside, but I've never been in there to see a show.
All right, I'm going to count being on the outside. At least you visit, like you could touch the building.
It was inadvertent. I'm like, oh, there's the Apollo. Like we didn't go out of our way to go find the Apollo.
I've seen the Capitol Records building in L.A. I never went in.
That's true, but that's a cool spot. That'd be cool to go inside of that.
Yeah, that's not on the list, by the way.
It's not on the list?
I don't think it is. No, it really isn't. And you think that's such, and it is a weird building in the middle of nowhere. It's like there are no other buildings around it. It feels just like it's in the middle of a desert, the way the Capitol Records building looks.
I do have one, and it's nothing to do with actually like the music being played there, but it was just like a hot spot for rock stars back in the day, and that's the Rainbow Bar and Grill in Hollywood.
Yeah, I forgot about
on the
that.
Sunset Strip.
Yeah, you're right, and that is not on the list either.
Have you ever been in there? It's a dump.
I've driven by it, but I've never been in there.
It's awesome though. Like you walk in there and you just kind of feel like the sleaziness of '80s glam rock.
Yeah,
it was. I unfortunately was not there when Lemmy was there because it sounded like he was there all the time to the point where now they have like a statue of where he sat. But that place was just cool to walk in there and be like, man, if these walls could talk, the entire rock community would be shut down probably because like it just felt sleazy in there in an awesome way.
So that's not on the list. Number 2, I know you haven't been here because you don't even care about this guy. The Bob Dylan Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
No.
I don't even know why that's a thing.
Of course I wouldn't. I can't go until my wife and I can go together. We're both huge Bob Dylan fans, BJ.
I don't even know what that means. Like the Bob Dylan Center, did something happen that he performed? I mean, why does he have a center? And why is that a landmark? Like, I would think the landmarks, like you said, were clubs or something where a cool scene was happening. But something called the Bob Dylan Center, to me, makes it feel like they built it for him.
Then I would throw the Mopop Museum in there.
Yeah, okay. If that's what it is, if it's more like a museum, then that makes some sense.
It looks like it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
All right.
Is with a few other artists, not just him, obviously.
Maybe because Mopop doesn't always have rock in there, or does it? Do they always have some kind of rock stuff in there?
I feel like they do.
Yeah, so and see, I feel like if there's any sort of nod to the Seattle sound at the Mopop, that should be on the list.
A texter brought up a good one for Seattle, though. Go to the Central Tavern. At one point, pretty much all of those bands played there, and it's still around. That's down in Pioneer Square. That's a great one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Not on the list, unfortunately.
No, I didn't think it would be.
Crossroads in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Is that Elvis? Is that Elvis related?
No.
No. Or is that just Motown? I don't know. Is that a particular song? I would say Motown, but that's Detroit.
I was thinking Crosstown, but that's Crosstown, not Crossroads.
God, we're bad. How do we not know what that's all about?
It's got to be a blues thing.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe so. But then for rock and roll, though, I mean, look, I get that blues is a thing, but why would I care if I'm a rock fan?
Because rock and roll it stems from blues.
Yes, but we don't like to admit that. Who? No, the people that stole the music.
Okay, I was like,
I'm doing a joke. I'm being sarcastic.
And apparently, Clarksdale, Mississippi is recognized as the location of the famous Devil's Crossroad song where he sold his soul to the devil.
Robert Johnson.
Yeah, Robert Johnson's. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
That makes sense. Then.
All right, now we get it. Wow, that's a stretch. I mean, I know it's a great song, but that's kind of a stretch if that's the only reason you're supposed to go to Clarksdale over going to Mopop.
That would be one of those spots where if I was driving through, I'd be like, oh, yeah, let's make a quick detour and check it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out of my way to go see that.
All right, Elvis Presley, his Graceland. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
You're
not a big Elvis fan, though, right?
No, I'm more of like I really like the out of shape Elvis when he was kind of on a bender. But no, that would be cool to go check out. Obviously, it's a historic spot.
Yeah, and you talked about the Rainbow Bar and Grill, Whiskey A Go Go in L.A. Also a place.
Oh, that's one place I've never been. I've walked by it.
That'd be such a cool spot to go see a show in.
What about like the Viper Room too? Is that still around?
Yes, and I've been there.
Oh,
that's crazy.
I went to go see Unwritten Law play there. Punk band from San Diego. One time when I lived in California, they were playing, and I was like, and so I ended up there, and it was such a small venue, but it was cool.
But that place is more of it's infamous because that's where River Phoenix. River Phoenix passed away. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, so these are landmarks, whether they be museums or they actually be like bars or local places that were famous for something.
You know what's one place that I would highlight? I know they do tours. I don't know how often they do them. You'd probably have to reach out through their social media pages, but that's London Bridge Studios here.
Oh, nice.
Like, we went there.
That
to
would be a
record
good
some
place.
Stuff, but also, I remember when I took Becky Lynch from the WWE, who's a huge Pearl Jam fan, and she is in town, and I was like, we'll get you a tour, and we went there, and it was like to experience it and like hear the music of Pearl Jam being played through the same mixing board that was part of the recording process of 10. That was really freaking cool. Like, that was like, oh man, you could, and even just going into that, like into the room where they record the drums, there's just a vibe. You could feel it. There's the piano that they use to play Pearl Jam's Black on, and also Mother Love Bone songs were recorded on that piano as well. Like, there is a certain vibe in that place that if you have a chance, I would highly recommend it. I know they do tours. I don't know how often though.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because there is a studio actually on this list. Electric Lady Studios in New York City. It was number 8 on the list.
Okay, yeah.
I
get that.
And what happened? Do we know who?
That's Hendrix recorded there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair. I really, if London Bridge is as famous as you say, Steve, and they do tours, I am shocked that it's not on the list. I mean, it's a whole damn sound. I mean, a whole genre of music was created here. How is there not one place they send people to?
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I'm biased because that's this Seattle grunge sound. That was what I grew up on. That's very near and dear to my heart. But I don't know if I'm just being biased with that, or if, like, on the grand scheme of things, like, obviously a Jimi Hendrix studio is probably a little bit more larger than life to some people.
I was thinking that too, because like the spot that I want to go check out, it would never be considered on this list. However, it is legendary in the punk scene, and that's Gilman Street in the Bay Area.
Yes.
That's where Green Day, Operation Ivy, all of them like used to play when they were teenagers. And it's like, it's iconic. However, but punk rock in general is not a huge genre of music.
Well, that place is awesome because once you become successful, you're like banned from there. Like, you couldn't play there again when you become like a big major label band. Like, It was just like, that was their vibe. That was like their whole thing was just like, no, you have to just be a punk band. Like, if you're on a major label, we don't, including Green Day, I think, for a while. Like, they weren't even allowed to come play back there at some point.
And is that considered the birthplace of punk? Would you say?
I don't know about the birth. No,
that's the problem I have with that, because I don't think it is either. This is the birthplace. This is the birthplace of the Seattle sound, which was a huge sound.
But the Gilman Street is a huge part of the pop punk. Green Day being the obvious at the forefront, but like that was a place that every band aspired to go to.
Another one that I thought of too, but it's not in operation anymore, which is probably not why it's not on this list, is CBGB's.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to that
place.
so bad back in the day.
Such a dump.
Oh, I know.
I was so bad, so bummed when my band got to play this music festival called CMJ, which is a college media or college music, whatever. It was a big festival in New York, and they would assign you to different clubs. All the bands would get to play, and I wanted nothing more than to get to play CBGB's. And we ended up doing a different spot, which was still cool, the Continental, which was a cool club in New York. But I was like, man, if we could get booked at CBGB's, that would just be a bucket list forever.
And they're saying, the internet's saying that is considered the birthplace of punk music.
CBGB's?
I believe that.
CBGB's.
And where's that located? That's New York?
New York City.
But it's not in operation. It's like a clothing
store. But that's what I thought. See, even though, like you said about Green Day, I thought punk was New York. I thought that's where it was born. And where it was birthed. Where it was born and birthed.
You take grammar lessons from me there, BJ.
I sure did.
Okay.
Motown Museum in Detroit, Michigan, they're saying go check that out.
Okay.
Sure. Motown, I mean, a legendary, sure. Princess Paisley Park in Chanhassen, Minnesota, go check that out. Is that a studio? Is that his place?
It's got to be his studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There's a lot of history right there.
There is. I'm sorry. I mean, Prince is one dude. I know he was amazing. Steve, I don't think you're biased. I really don't. I think a genre of music that was created somewhere, you got to have it on this list for rock. And I am not a Seattle sound guy. That was not my time. That wasn't my time. My time was the bands like Boston, bands like Fleetwood Mac. That was my time in my teens and my early 20s. But you can't discount what the Seattle sound was. And that's why it's like, how do you not tell a rock and roll person if London Bridge is open to go there? Because that's pretty awesome.
I think it falls in line with just the entire Seattle scene vibe anyway. Though, like, it was such like an underdog thing, and it was so under the radar. So in a way, it seems perfect that it's still kind of its own little thing and not being noticed.
Buddy Guy's Legends Studios in Chicago. Buddy Guy is what, the drummer? Is he a drummer buddy guy? Or is
he was a guitarist.
Guitarist? Okay,
Yeah.
right. And then the Allman Brothers Band Museum in Macon, Georgia.
Next time I go to Macon, Georgia, I'll be sure to swing by there.
I'm not going to Macon, Georgia. Macon, Georgia's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Like, I enjoy the idea of going different. I like the idea of going to the studios because I think there is a certain something in the air when you go in there. Like, wow, this is amazing that Jimi Hendrix sat in this room and recorded these vocals. Or like when we did the London Bridge tour.
Yeah,
and like I'm like, oh, that's the booth that Eddie Vedder sang his lyric, his vocal parts, or that's the part that's where the drummer played. There's something cool about that to know that there's some history right there in that room.
So those are the top U.S. landmarks for rock and roll fans to go to. The international landmarks, we talked about this last week.
It's got to be something Beatles-based.
It is. And what's the landmark you were just complaining about? Like, the poor
Abbey
people.
Road?
That's it. They're telling everybody to go to Abbey Road, which is not what people on Abbey Road want you to do.
Right.
They don't want you to go there. I guess ABBA is a phenomenon. The museum in Stockholm, Sweden. Okay.
I just want to go to Sweden.
Yeah.
Right. So if you said, hey, come to Sweden, we'll take you there so you can see. I'll go to the museum if it means I get to go to Sweden.
What's going on in Sweden? Because I know people, like a lot of people I know have been going to Iceland, which, at least this is the time of year to go. But I don't know what's so great about either one of those places.
Beautiful people.
Yeah.
Beautiful men
people.
and beautiful
you mean
women.
attractive looking?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that why you want to go, Steve?
No, gummy fish.
Oh.
Oh, the Swedish.
I just want to know if they just call them fish.
Just like you go to France, can I just have some fries?
No, dude, it's just my stupid hockey nerdom. Like growing up watching international hockey, I remember seeing Team Sweden. And I always liked their jerseys, so I've always kind of had a thing for wanting to check out Sweden.
Well,
there's no other good reason.
Well, that's actually a decent reason. If it was going to be the fish reason, I would probably have to kick you out of this country.
Some might think the Swedish fish reason might be better than that one. I like their jerseys. I want to see their country.
Well, in Iceland and any of those like really northern areas, you can go see the northern lights, and there's just it's really pretty. Like,
okay, all right, fair enough.
A lot of Game of Thrones stuff was filmed in like Iceland. So that makes
okay,
sense.
well, that I could see that being a draw. Bob Marley's museum in Kingston, Jamaica, sure.
So they provide some weed for you.
Well, plus you get to go to Jamaica.
That also good reason.
Jim Morrison's grave. So look, they do have a grave. Why wouldn't Jimi Hendrix's grave be a thing here?
I honestly, that's a solid argument because Jim Morrison's grave, I think, is like a very elaborate grave site, and so is Jimmy's.
Yeah, I just thought they weren't putting graves on the lists, but they didn't put it in the top American things to do. Okay, you know what? We're the underdogs, Steve. They don't want to come to Seattle. That's the problem. And then the Cavern Club in Liverpool, England. I don't know who.
It's got to be the Beatles played there.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
Could be the Beatles, maybe the Stones, maybe a lot of great bands like the Who. Maybe they all played there.
Birthplace of the Beatles.
Okay, there you go. Good job. So the Beatles get two things on this list?
Of course they do.
F the Beatles.
Well, some people would say that. Yes.
And nothing about Taylor Swift, by the way. Oh, I guess she's not rock. Fine, fair enough.
Of all artists, that's the one you went right to?
You know why? Here's why I went to her, because she's as big as the Beatles these days. That's why.
For sure.
Yeah. And I'm not, I had to listen all growing up how the Beatles were the best thing ever, 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 ever. And I was a Beach Boys guy, so I was always fighting with these people saying, no, they're not. And maybe they were right, but still.
What was that? You could go to all the beach spots that the Beach Boys
I did do that. I did that.
That's right, you did. I remember that.
I took pictures everywhere that I went. There's only a couple that are out of the country, so I forget if it's Surfin' Safari or Surfin' USA, but one of those songs I couldn't hit all the beach spots because they were out of some of them were out of the country.
I'm feeling like it's Surfin' USA.
Yeah, but Surfin' Safari, they also talked about going to a bunch of places too. But you're right, Surfin' USA is definitely the more popular song that talks about Huntington and Malibu, they're shooting the pier and all that stuff.
It's funny how, for you, it was a song about different beaches that would inspire you to go check out all the beaches. For me, it was a song about certain strip clubs that would want me to visit all the strip clubs.
What does that say about either one of us?
Motley Crue guy over here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you can tell who's who. There's a great chat online about things that are not as great as they used to be. And what made the list? I'm going to tell you at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
I had a credit card from a big bank. I had really high interest rates on it and accrued a lot of debt.
That's BECU member Oliver.
I realized the personal loan was the right option for me, and BECU helped me so much.
BECU wants members to feel in control of their finances. Consolidating debt through personal loans is just one more way our credit union makes that possible. BECU, power in people. Financing is subject to BECU membership, credit approval, and other underwriting criteria. Not every applicant will qualify. Member paid for participation.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. So somebody on Reddit said, okay. And they said, we want to know, what's not as good as it used to be? Oh, lots of people chimed in on this because, I mean, when you think about it, the longer you stay on the planet, the more you remember, wait a minute, these don't taste like they used to. This isn't as good as it was.
We just had this conversation last week. Watermelon.
Yeah, you're right.
Bring back the days of the seeded watermelon.
So you really feel like water, you don't think it's your taste buds, you think it is definitely something with the watermelon.
Honestly, you're probably right. It probably is that. I just have this. I still love watermelon. Don't get it twisted. Like if I see watermelon anywhere, I'm eating the holy hell out of it. I'm going to keep going and going until someone says stop eating all the watermelon. But I feel like when I was younger, it was annoying to have those black seeds in there, but it just tasted sweeter and it tasted better.
I think there may be. I'm not blaming you for this because I feel that way about any of my snack cakes, like Twinkies. Mm-hmm. I just do not believe they're as good as they used to be.
Watermelon's watered down.
Watered down watermelon. Who wants that in their life?
Not me.
Yeah. People write appliances like microwaves that they used to last for decades. And of course, planned obsolescence is a thing. That is our society right now. Nothing is supposed to last forever anymore.
It's like cell phones. I remember when I was, I don't think they make cell phones like they used to. Like it used to be like you got a cell phone until you really are done with it. You can have that thing forever.
Yeah, cell phones for sure. It's weird that they put appliances though, because I feel like microwave. I've never had to replace a microwave.
I've had to replace filters and stuff.
Wow, you are so lucky because remember we had the one in the kitchen.
Oh, that one died.
Yeah, that one. And mine I'm worried about because I feel like it's been in the house for I think over 10 years. It's probably going to go soon. Mm-hmm. Just because I feel like that's how it is.
It's funny though. A 10-year run that's a good run for a microwave.
Fridge too.
Yeah,
had to do that for a fridge. I had to replace a dishwasher and an oven. All three.
Man, I can't think of a time when in all the houses I've been in, we've had to replace a fridge or any big appliances. But granted, usually right around, I feel like it seems like every 10 years I've been moving. So maybe I'm dodging a bullet each time.
Yeah.
In the few years that I've lived in my house, I've had to replace the dishwasher because it wouldn't work. And then the microwave just died on me all of a sudden. So I had to get a new one. So two things that I had to get.
Here's another one.
As long as I got hands, my dishwasher's working just fine.
Okay, I like the way you put that. I was but you were saying is you got hands. Okay.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm the dishwasher in the house.
I was gonna say you better be careful.
Oh yeah. I could have had a very inappropriate joke there that would have put me on the couch for a week. But no.
And TVs also. Don't forget, televisions used to last a lot longer. Now, honestly, I mean, I think if you're really fortunate if you get 5 to 7 years out of a television.
Really?
They really go quick.
Again, similar. Maybe I just don't watch a lot of TV, so I don't have mine on a ton.
That could be.
But my TV lasts forever.
Yeah, I've had mine for 8 years now.
Let me see. I'm trying to think because when I remodeled my house, and I think I did that about 10 years ago. And I had to replace both big screen TVs that I put in that house. They're both gone.
Damn.
And I have a TV in my office that I've had to replace. Had the TV downstairs we had to replace. All in the time that we've lived. And they think maybe I get 7 to 10 years out of them if I'm lucky.
You do watch a lot of TV though.
So that you think that's it?
Yeah,
it has to be. You're putting in hours on that thing.
But I feel like I don't watch all the TVs. Like I only have one that I definitely watch a lot.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So it's like some of them still should last, and yet it seemed to all go.
Speaking of TV, I got a dumb one.
Okay,
but sitcoms.
Oh yes,
right.
There's really no dumb sitcoms anymore.
Thank you. Like I've tried. I mean, honestly, that's why I still rave about The Neighborhood because to me that's the last of the great dumb sitcom.
Yeah, you're right.
Everything's now all it's artsy fartsy funny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I try. Here's my problem.
And by artsy fartsy, I mean there's no fake canned laughter after every dumb joke that they do.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I did watch that show Abbott Elementary, which is a very well received, and it's a situation comedy, but I don't know if they have a laugh track. I can't remember, and I haven't watched a lot of that show because I really am spoiled by cable TV comedy
or the ones that they do put out you don't like, which is like that '90s show with the overused laugh track.
But I feel like there used to be just so many that. There's just tons of sitcoms that, even if you liked a couple of them, that was awesome. But nowadays, there just isn't that kind of I get it. It's not what's popular, but for me it is. I still enjoy a good dumb sitcom.
Thanks for reminding me of that, Danny. I have to take a plane and I forgot I haven't watched all that 90s show yet.
There you go.
Okay. I got to put that on the iPad.
Well, waste your time with that.
Yeah. Flying. They're saying flying isn't as good as it used to be.
Yeah, I miss the old days when it smelled like a cigarette on a plane.
Yeah, maybe there is a. I see what they're saying. You used to get You used to get treated better by the average airline than you do today.
There's pros
for the
and
money
cons.
you spend.
There are pros and cons. I think not having cigarette smoking on an airplane, that's a nice development.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I think also in-flight entertainment has gotten better.
Yeah.
Because now a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, you could just go on their app and watch TV shows for free.
Yeah.
So you have something to do. Whereas I remember when I was flying as a younger kid, you had to hope that the movie that they were going to show was decent, but you had to pay for the headphones. It just sucked.
You're right. That did suck a lot.
I also wonder if they mean something, because there's no context to flying. It doesn't say why.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird, Danny. That's why I think it's more value, because Steve is right.
Yeah.
Steve is right. As far as entertainment, it's so much better now.
But on the flip side, now you got to pay for everything.
Yeah.
That, and well, I was thinking maybe to the point of maybe pre 9/11, it was so easy to go to the airport.
Yes. Oh, good call.
No big security lines.
Yep.
And it was a lot more streamlined, whereas now
You got to keep your shoes on.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that you have to do and to get there on time. It's different.
Then I have to provide a certain act to a TSA agent to get through. Oh,
Yeah.
Is that just me?
That's just you.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Let me ask you guys this. You guys are music people. There are people saying things that aren't as good as they used to be. Popular music sounds worse today due to modern recording and production techniques. It's all very loud and very compressed. My hearing issues don't have me notice.
That's a taste thing. I think that's what I hate about the 80s is the production quality of the 80s was always so bad, but some people love that style. I'm not a fan of how things are produced nowadays because everything sounds perfect. I miss that. I miss when you went in and recorded some stuff and there was a couple warts in there. It's okay. It just had a better sound. It wasn't nowadays, everything is just perfectly done with computers and you can fix every single take so it just sounds like a machine. But some people like it that way. So for me, music is definitely not as good as it used to be because the 90s was the dominant era of music, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm glad. I don't think anybody asked you.
No, but I just felt like sharing that.
I'm not going to ask you because, obviously you're an 80s hater and that's the wrong thing to do. So, how about toys? Now, Steve, you're steeped in this. Danny, you as well. And Vicky, you as well. They're saying toys are not as good as they used to be because they're less creative, they're cheaply made, they break easily, and are more expensive than they've ever been. I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking of toys when my kids were younger. They always break. Everything breaks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do they break more easily than you guys remember when you were kids?
Well, because you're an adult, you don't like the toys now because it doesn't have any nostalgia to it.
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know what's going on in the world of toys to be able to even comment on that.
I don't know. I kind of dig the Peppa Pig toys that Tatum has.
Okay.
They're pretty cool. And also the Bluey ones are pretty awesome as
and they're
well.
as far as they're good quality and they're not breaking too much.
The Paw Patrol ones seem to be holding up pretty good.
All
and
right.
she's throwing these things downstairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm I know it's a helicopter, but it can't fly, Tatum.
Yeah, I wish
just chucks that thing.
I wish they would give more info. I mean, because it seems like
it's just a Reddit thing. It's just people just sharing their opinions.
Well, that's why they need to change it for me. Reddit's not as good. Reddit is just not as good.
People just sharing their thoughts. I mean, what more information do you need?
I need a lot of info to see what they're complaining about, if it's them or if it's really the product.
See, but I wonder at that point, they're talking about toys the old, wooden blocks that you literally were indestructible. You know what I mean? Old timey toys as opposed to the newer plastic.
You got to be a super old person then. You got to be like a 60s. You're in a 60s born or a 50s born person then to be thinking about that stuff.
Right? Who goes on the internet to complain? The old people.
I didn't know that they knew how to get to Reddit, to be honest with you. I barely know how to get to Reddit.
How about this one, though? It's pretty, I think someone just texted in. It's a good one. Video games, not as good as the old games. Old games is like getting a fully loaded burger. Now, with all the DLC and microtransactions, it's like getting a flabby-ass hamburger and everything else is an add-on.
I am going to ask Joey D's this because I 100% agree.
I think video game quality, the graphics are better, but that is annoying.
Oh,
I got to add this on. I got to add that on.
Yeah, the graphics are definitely better. I agree, but yeah, I miss the day where I can buy a game and play it by myself.
You don't have to download anything.
Yeah, you got to go online for everything. And I totally miss that. I really, really do. And have a complete game that I like. Maybe I don't want to go online, and I don't want to have to be in just be connected with great internet. How about if I just get it all on my Xbox or whatever and just play it?
I don't want all these stinking updates. I just want to put the damn thing in the machine and start playing it.
The thing that I always complain about with video games is that, so with the online thing, they don't really, I don't play a lot of video games, but it was like they didn't have a lot of multiplayer games. And if they are multiplayer, you have to play with people online. Like Joe can't come over and we can't just play 2-controller Mario Battle or whatever anymore.
Like a LAN party.
Yeah, they don't
way
make
back
those
in the
anymore.
Day. Yeah.
You can't show up to your house with a remote control.
I mean, he can, but.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're right about that. And I get why like you said, the in-app purchases are such a pain in the ass, because the game is designed to have. It's not about how good you are; it's how much money will you spend on it. And to me, that's not a game. It's like, I could spend all this money, and now I have all these cheats. But it's like, well, that's
kids these days don't understand how much more fun it was.
Remember the cheat codes and the hint books that you used to be able to buy? I love those.
So I said prank calling used to be so much fun, but now every phone has a caller ID from Shane and Shales.
You're right; those were the days.
Or Ding Dong Ditch, because everybody has a Ring Cam or something like it.
Yeah.
Can't get away with it.
You're right, man. How about Kraft macaroni and cheese? Have you guys tried it lately?
I have not.
Somebody made some for me recently.
Oh.
Yeah, I was very...
Your son? He was getting lazy on his world-famous macaroni and cheese?
I don't think Joey would ever present me with non-Joey macaroni and cheese.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. And I feel like it's different. I'm with this person. They said it's not the same Kraft I grew up eating. They said it was bland, which means, that means maybe they're trying to be more healthy and not throw so much sodium in there. Because back then we didn't worry about sodium or too much sugar or whatever, but...
I think you should know what you're getting into when you get like a box macaroni and cheese. Like, it's not going to be. This isn't like a thing that you're making a good health decision on. This is just a splurge. Like, let me get decadent for a second.
I'm so tired of the FDA getting in the way, telling me I can't have all the sodium I want in my food.
I want to have a good time. Let me have a good time, FDA.
You could be like my daughter and just eat the cheese packet by itself.
Oh, are you kidding?
She's done it since she was a baby, and I don't know why.
Like, she just like it's Fun Dip.
Yeah, no, like she'll just I mean, kind of, but with nothing. She just pours the cheese in her mouth and eats it.
That's
because it's just powdered, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe because it's not so salty like it used to be that she can do that.
I think she's just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, look at her dad.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, definitely. This one here saddens me, and they're right. The mall is not what it used to be. It's sad for me. It's only people like me walking around doing my laps. Remember the mall used to be cool, like in like Stranger
Things.
Things.
Honestly, dude, when I was a kid, that was where you went to go holler at people. Like, you see, you want to go meet up with some people. You want to go check out some chicks.
Yep.
Let's go to the mall, and then you get some like an Orange Julius and a cookie, and you just like look around for friends.
But I will say though, depending on how old people are, I see a lot of folks that don't have their license. So you've got like the tweeners, if you will. They're still hanging out in the summer at the mall. Like you go down to South Center or Bellevue Square, I still see them because, again, they get in my way as I'm trying to do my walking.
You know what it is for me is that like the mall used to have like an arcade. They used to it was like places you could go hang out. Now it's just like stores. Like I mean, they have restaurants and stuff, but no kid, or like when you're in middle school, you can't go eat at a restaurant. You don't make that much money.
I remember at the mall when I was growing up that they had a Burger King in there.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't even in the food court. It was just like a random, like it was just like in its own little spot.
Yep.
My mom and I would stop there that's the only reason why I agreed to go to the mall with my mom, because she would always promise me Burger King.
Nice.
Yeah, we used to have a Mickey D's in the mall. Like their own place, but in Bellevue Square it closed down with the pandemic, and so it's gone. That was pretty cool. I was always like, this is so cool. McDonald's has got like their own spot in the mall rather than a food court. They got their own place.
Oh, someone said Walmart. There used to be only crazy people going there. Now there's some normal people there. It's not cool.
That sucks, man. Yeah.
Walmart's got a great toy section, man.
Yeah. They do.
If you're a parent.
Oh, really?
Honestly, it's like
better than Target, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, Target, I don't think they're going to take that lion down.
No, Target's fine, but as far as like, especially the Bonnie Lake Walmart, forget about it. It's like
the Bonnie Lake Walmart is like, isn't it? That's like its own country.
Walmart. It is.
It's so big.
Yes.
They should have their own zip code.
I think they just changed it to Walmart Washington. It's no longer Bonnie Lake. They just kind of like their own zip code.
I mean, when you walk into that the first time, you're like, oh my god!
Yeah,
it's like a convention center.
The toy spot is almost on the level of like a Toys R Us. Not fully, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The Bonnie Lake Walmart is just like everything is just huge. That place is a place.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. Oh.
Yeah, we don't even mess with the Puyallup one.
I don't blame you. Not even go to Bonnie
a
Lake.
Couple extra minutes. Go to Bonnie Lake. Yeah.
On Friday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
What day of the week has the longest name?
Saturday.
No.
Oh, boy.
Come on, Thursday?
No.
Friday?
Wow.
Idiot.
Literally, Friday is shorter than Thursday, and he said that as his last guess. He went from Thursday to a shorter word, Friday. I'm very proud of you. I really, you brought a lot to your game on that one.
It's Tuesday.
You're right.
No, I know.
Yeah. Anywho, I think we all know. Should I even give the answer? I think we all know. Besides, right?
Yeah, I can't remember, to be honest. No.
Yeah. So the answer is Wednesday, yes. If you want a shot at beating Steve, you got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do it at 8:47 on The Rock.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Dad, pothole.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With surfaces like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires, and that's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in Park, right?
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Once again, we're teaming up with Mary's Place for Kicks for Kids. We want to make sure that kids get a pair of brand new sneakers to call their own. 400 kids without homes, and Mary's Place shelters those kids. And, well, it sucks to go back to school and just have ratty shoes.
Yeah.
So we've got to raise about 20 grand, right, Steve?
20 grand's the hope, so we can put brand new shoes on some of those kids, or all of them, hopefully, over at Mary's Place. $50 puts a brand new pair on a kid, and then $100 puts a brand new pair on a teenager. And these are shoes that they get to pick out. It's just not like, here, take these. This is what you get. They get a gift card. They can pick out the shoes that they want, which is pretty phenomenal. And thanks to some of the Rockhogs, like Jessica Group donated $100. Stephen Howell donated $200. Yeah. Jim Tulloch donated $100 as well. All these Rockaholics are helping out. Anything from $1 to thousands of dollars. Whatever you can afford, that would be awesome. Right now, we're a little over $3,300, and our goal, like I said, is $20,000.
If you want to donate, like Steve said, doesn't matter, $1, $5, $10. Hey, if you want to go big, you know you can go big.
$17,000.
KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa.
to be Migs. I know Conrad from Tacoma is. Conrad, are you there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's
All right,
go.
Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Conrad has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
With a wingspan of up to 5 feet, the flying fox is the world's largest type of what?
Bat.
Yes. Havarti cheese is said to have originated in what European country?
Italy.
No.
Switzerland.
No.
Sweden.
No. What band had the mid-90s album titled Pinkerton?
Pass.
What city were the Lakers located before LA?
Minnesota.
No.
Minneapolis.
Yes. The U.S. federal government abbreviation IRS stands for what?
Internal Revenue Service.
Yes. Mandy Moore voiced Rapunzel in what Disney musical?
Pass.
What is the official donut?
Tangled.
Yes. What is the official donut of Massachusetts?
The Bear Claw.
No.
Lobster roll. I don't know.
No.
Oh, they're so good, lobster rolls.
Maple Bar.
No. Who is Beyonce married to?
Jay-Z.
Yes. And with that, you get 5 correct, Conrad.
All right, Dan.
I'm impressed you got the Tangled one.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, hopefully that's the different maker, because I don't know if Steve will know that.
Yeah. He might know other stuff going
Disney era kid.
Yeah.
True. She might be too young, though. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
With a wingspan of up to 5 feet, the flying fox is the world's largest type of what?
Mammal.
No.
Marsupial.
No.
Animal.
No. Havarti cheese is said to have originated in what European country?
Germany.
No.
Italy.
No.
France.
No. What band had the mid-90s album titled Pinkerton?
That's Weezer.
Yes.
Classic record.
What city were the Lakers located before LA?
Utah.
No.
Oh, great. Salt Lake City.
No.
What was it?
What city were the Lakers located before LA?
I don't know. Pass.
The U.S. federal government abbreviation IRS stands for what?
Internal Revenue Service.
Yes. Mandy Moore voiced Rapunzel in what Disney musical?
Pocahontas.
No.
Sleeping Beauty.
No.
The Shawshank Redemption.
No. What is the official donut of Massachusetts?
The Donut Hole.
No.
The Munchkin.
No.
The Maple Bar.
No. Who is Beyonce married to?
Jay-Z.
Yes. Yikes, Steve. Those were rough for you.
Yeah, they were.
You got 3 correct, which is a loss, 5 to 3.
Nice work, Conrad. Nice work, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. You can play anytime you want. That was fantastic. Hold on, though, Steve. I think you deserve this. Yeah, buddy.
So Conrad got this correct, and I mean, probably you did too, but I'm still not accepting it. With the wingspan of up to 5 feet, the flying fox is the world's largest type of what? I was looking for like a specific animal, not just like a mammal or.
Well, they're not. He's wrong.
I don't know what.
Was it bat?
It's bat. Yes.
Yeah,
The bat of marsupial?
No,
I have no
but they may
idea.
not. I don't know. Bat's a mammal, and bat is not the largest mammal. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Conrad got that correct anyway. Does anyone know Havarti cheese is said to have originated in what European country?
I'd be guessing at this point because everyone took all the good guesses, so I don't know.
Denmark.
Never would have got it.
Yes.
Nope.
And one that he got correct as well. What city were the Lakers located before LA?
Yeah, you're thinking the Jazz, Steve, not the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's in Minnesota.
Oh.
Minneapolis.
Because they have a lot of lakes up there.
Yep.
That's why it makes it when the teams move and go to a new place, you go, what does LA have to do with a bunch of lakes?
Yeah. I got that all twisted.
Mandy Moore voiced Rapunzel in Tangled.
Good movie.
He ended up getting that correct. I was impressed.
Yeah.
And I really thought this was going to be a little more obvious than it was. What is the official donut of Massachusetts? Dad, do you know?
Boston cream.
Boston cream.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that. I'm an idiot.
Really?
Because we always got honey dip. We called it honey dip. The glaze were called honey dip back in the day.
No, the Boston cream.
And my dad always liked plain donuts.
I was going to put a little hint in there, but I was like, no, they'll get it. It's obvious.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
I should have got that. I didn't know that's considered the official donuts.
Yep.
Oh, wow. I mean,
they eat it more.
I mean, they have a bunch of them there. I just always thought because of Dunkin', they literally they used to make their donuts with a handle. So you could actually buy the handle, dunk your donut into the coffee, and then the coffee and dunk your donut. I don't know if they make the handle donuts anymore.
They
Not
still
that
make
I know
Boston
of.
creams.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, congratulations, Steve, on losing.
Yeah, you lost.
We need to get Dunkin' Donuts out here, or Dunkin'.
Yes.
Just because
They tried.
I know. No, when I first moved out here, they were here, but I feel like now is the time. We're ready for it again.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you something. There's something about the anti-donut culture here, though. Top Pot and Legendary, they've definitely brought it back. I think because of what they've done with the donut world, like the way Crumble has done for cookies.
Yeah.
But I think if you're just a regular place like a Dunkin', I don't know, unless Dunkin's also stepped up their game. I think you got to be like those big places where you just make crazy donuts.
I don't give an F about their
You don't
donuts.
care, but you just want them here.
No, I mean, I'm all about just their coffee.
Do you
That's
care?
why they don't even close. They don't close us Dunkin'
Oh.
Donuts for a reason. Like, people like them more for, I think, their coffee. I mean, every morning, K-Cup, Dunkin' Donuts, bitch. Like, that happens, man.
Well, there's a little thing standing in your way of that, buddy.
What's that?
Little company called Starbucks.
It's go time.
Oh, look at that. I mean, because if you're going to talk coffee, I don't know how you knock Starbucks off the game around
Easy.
here.
Whoever is the owner of Dunkin' puts in money and pays to create the Seattle Sonics again. That's how you declare war on Starbucks.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully you do not screw the team over like the other guy did.
Well, as long as you keep them here, you're doing better.
That's the thing.
Could you imagine if that was how it happened? They're like, this is how we wage war on Starbucks in Seattle. We bring the Sonics back.
I think you could even call it Dunkin' Donuts Arena. Well, you'd have to talk to Climate Pledge about it. But yeah, they might change it to Dunkin' Arena if they get to do it. That would be a great kick on the Wearski.
It'd be so awesome to have Dunkin' here.
Yeah, I think you're the only one that thinks that.
Yeah. Well, Sarah sounded excited about it too.
All right, there you go.
Danny, have you ever been a Dunkin' guy?
Never.
Did you ever try it?
Yes. They had one down the street from my mom's house in Albuquerque.
Oh, New Mexico doesn't count.
Oh, okay, good.
Well,
anything that comes out
he's
of there
only
is
talking
trash.
coffee.
Yeah.
No, I've had the coffee and the donuts.
The donuts are not what they used to be.
The donuts, they're
fine.
See, when I was a kid, the donuts always tasted like cigarette smoke.
Wait, what?
Was your mom blowing cigarettes in your face while you were eating them?
They used to allow cigarettes at Dunkin'
Oh,
Donuts.
okay.
And then while they were making the donuts, they would just that's what permeated it. So like,
Wow.
Some dude's got a cigarette in his mouth that's just dipping the donuts in the glaze.
Horrible if that's all you tasted was cigarettes and a donut. I don't think you were supposed to do that even if it was a smoking facility.
Well, there were different rules back then, BJ.
Yeah, there were. Wow.
Because recently we had the Munchkins, the little donut, like the little donuts, because Tatum wanted to try one.
Where'd you get those?
At Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, you were in New York. That's
we were
right.
in New Jersey. Yeah, we
She's like, wait, where's the Dunkin' Donuts?
I was like, how'd you get those? I forgot you were back home.
I'll put you in contact with my guy.
Yeah. Like, how's this happening?
And they were good.
Yeah, better than Timbits?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Don't even get me started.
Timbits are like crack.
Exactly. I'm telling you right now, Dunkin' used to be on that level. Their quality has really eroded. And that's what we talked about earlier, things that don't taste the same. I guarantee if anybody's my age that remembers Dunkin', because Boston's the hometown of Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin' is not what they used to be.
Maybe
at all.
you just missed the cigarettes.
You might be right, Danny. Maybe it was the menthol that I really dug in the Dunkin'.
I used to just love the nicotine in their donuts.
Yeah, guys, I really, I miss the Marlboro Man experience. Can I get that back?
Oh, I know.
All right, it is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is where you pick the topic, you guide the show. Call us, text us, 206-803-ROCK. Whatever you want to talk about. We got your calls, we got your texts. We'll take those at 9:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It is Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Kia of Puyallup. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text, 206-803-ROCK. Listeners on the Loose. And don't forget, Steve does have a rule, by the way.
It's a simple rule. When you call in, you got to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to yell at Joe and then gong you. And say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
Though I do like a good reason to yell at Joe.
I mean, yeah, for you especially.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Oh, man, here's a good one. Sometimes you get the strangest text messages, but I love reading these ones, BJ. I recently lost a lot of weight, and I was mentioning to my wife that I think it's made my wiener smaller. Have any of you ever heard about this being a thing?
Wait, losing weight?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's a total thing. You're clearly not feeding your wiener enough protein.
Yeah.
And if you want to have some massive gains, you got to get that protein in there.
Well, I guess, I mean, first of all, that's a tough thing for the wife to go, oh, by the way.
No, he mentioned it to his wife.
Oh, and
the wife didn't say, I've been noticing that your wiener's gotten small.
Oh, okay.
He said that he lost a bunch of weight, mentioned it to his wife. I think it's making my wiener smaller. And then he wants to know if we ever heard of the thing.
Oh, so she
contact a doctor, contact us.
She hasn't confirmed it then. I heard. So she hasn't said, you're right, honey. It's just not what it used to be.
That would be funny. She's like, I was going to say something, but I didn't know how to tell that to you.
I've heard the other way around, that if you gain weight, it makes you look smaller. And that if you lose weight, you're supposed to look better.
Well, yeah, because everything around you gets smaller, so it makes that part look bigger.
That's what I always heard was the thing. That's what they used to tell. They tried
We're
to motivate.
not doctors. I don't know, man. Like, what do you want from us?
Yeah, that's...
Why are you asking us these weird questions?
I've never, the things I guess do shrink and grow in your body depending upon stuff, but I don't know if you put on weight, if it affects that part, or don't to put on weight. That's weird. I've never heard that.
Yeah, just get more protein in your diet, man. It fixes everything.
You think that'll do it?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
massive gains.
And how about this? We found out that with those old statues, those old, Roman statues, it was actually that if you had a small penis, you were considered a very smart man. That's why they used to like to have them stand naked and show off their package to show that they were smart. That's why they used to do it.
What a weird flex.
Yeah.
I swear I'm smart. Put me on Jeopardy, and then they drop their pants.
And that's how they show you.
That's how Ken Jennings got on.
Yeah, well, so we know that Ken Jennings then probably...
he might get mad at me.
What, that he's smart?
No, he's packing no heat.
Okay, there we go.
Maybe it was him that texted. I don't know.
It's great, yeah. So do you feel smarter? That's the other question for the texter. Do you feel like you know more? Because if your penis is shrinking, you probably know more.
Before we send those questions, can we just ask the simple question? Why are you texting us this question?
Because we said
we're going to know.
He did say no matter how stupid.
Yeah.
That's how we are. We will take any question that's stupid. But you're right. We surely can't give you a definitive answer.
We're not here to be able to offer medical advice.
And that's interesting. Now I got to wonder, I'll have to, but see, it has nothing to do with weight. I don't know if as you get older, do you shrink? Because you shrink in other parts of your body. Sometimes when you get older, you compress and you get shorter. I don't know if you shrink, horizontally. I mean, you shrink vertically. Do you shrink horizontally? I don't know.
Maybe he just needs to stretch it more.
That's kind of what those things used to do. Like what was the guy? Who's the guy who used to put the dumbbells in the Jim Rose circus? Then there was a guy that put some sort of weights on his package.
I don't remember that guy. Who his name?
Mr. Stretchy or something?
Or was it Jim Rose that did it? I don't remember.
Yeah, somebody did it.
Somebody did it on his thing.
And I'm wondering, as it
literally.
Yeah. Sorry, we don't have. If anybody knows anything, or if you end up finding out from a doctor, you should really let us know. I have never heard of losing weight making it shrink, though.
No.
I've never heard that.
We'll do very dated relate. Remember Different Strokes, the television show?
That's a perfect segue, I'll tell you that.
I didn't mean that. But Arnold, who was a little guy.
He was a little dude.
Yeah, even no matter how old he would get, he would stay the same size. There's an episode where he's hanging from a pull-up bar, trying to add inches to his size.
Oh, so again,
body, not
so you should hang. You should try like a monkey with the tail.
Yes.
Hang from the pull-up bar.
That's my best advice for you.
All right,
that or just start eating again.
Yeah, I have never heard of losing weight causing that to shrink. Because
maybe he was just so big he never saw it. His stomach was so big.
Oh, yeah.
But then he lost his stomach. Now he got to see what was going on down there. He's like, wow, I thought it was bigger.
That could be it too.
I don't know.
Yeah. You got to get one of those mirrors going. Things things are larger than they appear.
So it says it doesn't get smaller as you get older, but the lack of testosterone might make a difference in your size. Who are you bringing up logical things?
Wait, is in your size?
Yeah.
I don't even know. He literally says it doesn't get small. In other words, it's not the old thing, but the lack of testosterone is something that happens when you get older anyway.
Yeah, so maybe it's impacting.
It's semi-connected.
Semi might be the emphasis.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, it's Mr. Lifto from the Jim Rose.
That's it, Mr. Lifto. I knew I couldn't think of his name. Yeah, well, these are questions that we are not qualified to answer, but also we're also qualified to answer not correctly. We're qualified for that.
And you don't. No, I was going to say we could send it to us, but if you like a before and after.
I don't think I want
that.
But
I don't really want to A/B that.
Yeah,
we're just trying to help be good doctors for this guy.
Yeah, because Vicky has told me it's not fun getting those picks. I'm not sure I want to have to start that.
What if it's for science?
Science! All right. Well, it is listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. I mean, you did get to guide the show at 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Couple sports ones. Hey, guys, holy crap, the Seahawks are playing this Thursday.
Dude. And also, it was dark this morning. That's the two signs. The two signs that summer's getting old is you get up as early as we do. And
it's always dark when I get up in the morning.
Yeah, well, you get up really early. You get up a lot earlier than I do.
Yeah, so I have no idea.
When I get up around 4:15, 4:30ish, and it's usually light. Like, you can see through but this morning it was like, it ain't light out. I'm like, and then boom, Seahawks, and you go, that's it.
Yep.
Summer's gone.
One of my buddies was saying he's going in a game. I'm like, when's that? He's like, this Thursday. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. Preseason starts this Thursday.
And I know we play the AFC West, so we'll be playing the Broncos sometime.
Yeah, I'm not sure who we're playing this Thursday.
Yeah, it's probably got to be Chargers, Raiders, or Broncos, right? Who else is in the West? That one more
Vikings.
Team. We're playing the Vikings?
Yeah.
That is so weird. I only thought in preseason we always we have 5 games, don't we?
No, I think we only have 3 games.
Oh, we have 3 games.
If I remember correctly.
Oh, did they stop that?
We have more games in the regular season now, so we have less preseason games.
Oh, so they stopped that where we get to play the AFC West. That's kind of what
Vikings, Cowboys, and Packers.
Yep.
In the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
And those are all NFC teams, so I guess they stopped that.
We don't play the Broncos at all this season.
Yeah, no, I know we wouldn't play them in the regular season, but you guys may not remember. Steve will, but
pretty often.
When they moved us from the AFC to the NFC, we had a lot of rivalries, and so they said, well, during the preseason, we'll let you still play those teams. And so that was a thing that we did for the longest time, and I guess it's no longer going to be a thing.
Dundee.
I
did see that a couple former Seahawks players were out there hanging out with the team, helping coach with Cliff Averill and Michael Bennett. I'm like,
that's cool.
Those are 2 guys to have hanging out, trying to help out the defense. I thought that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I mean, plus for those young players, I mean, to be able to say these are royalty of the Seahawk defense.
It would be funny if they're like, oh, that's nice. Thanks, old man. Cool. I'm glad. I know you were once a successful football player. So was my dad, and so was this guy.
You would hope they don't, but it's possible. Young people can be like, we know what's up.
I'd imagine they're cool, but like it would be funny if there's like one guy that's just like, who are these guys trying to tell me what to do?
Yeah.
Oh, they played. Damn, they're old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen to you for old man. Your bones creak.
Other sport one, someone just said, hey, Teoscar Hernandez batting .245. BJ, get ready to buy breakfast in September, LOL.
You're welcome, people.
Oh, man. And I saw that he had 3 hits yesterday, and I quickly went to go check out what his batting average was because he was kind of dipping into 230s.
Yeah.
When we made this bet, because I said, I bet by September 1st, he's back at 250 or higher.
It is so funny to see what difference a couple of weeks makes in baseball. That's why the long season's fantastic. 2 teams are having themselves quite an all-star break, like a second half of the season. Over in our league, it's us. We have the best record tied with the Baltimore Orioles, I think, for the best record after the break.
Yep.
And in the National League, the Chicago Cubs, who look like they were, I don't even know if they were sellers. They might have been. The Chicago Cubs, all of a sudden, are in their wild card hunt. Like, they actually have a wild card spot. And we have a better record than they do, which is so sucky is that the American League teams are so much better than the National League teams because the Cubs have a worse record than we do, but they have a wild card spot.
They're 58 and 54, and they're in the last spot. And we're just nipping at the door. What do we got? Like 60 and 52?
Yeah.
Is our record? Yeah, 2.5 games back.
Yeah, so it's a little tougher for the Mariners, but still, those are the 2 teams to watch out for. Chicago Cubs and Seattle Mariners. Will they be the dark horses? Get into the wild card and stay there.
Hell yeah.
That would be cool.
It's go time, baby.
Both, I think, nobody thought that those teams were going to be doing anything. I think a lot of folks, especially after Paul Sewald getting traded, they probably thought, okay, Mariners are done. I think a lot of folks thought the Cubs were done. And I think they've made up 6 games in the last couple of weeks.
Was it Saturday's game where the dude, Brash struck out Ohtani in the 9th inning?
Yeah.
Man, I was just super fired up, and it was just like, okay, it's just one random game during the season, but it just felt good.
Oh, and did you see the brawl?
Between
Brawl.
not with us, with Cleveland and Chicago.
No, didn't.
It was a boxing match. Like they took swings. They got in a boxing pose like Logan Paul and Diaz, and I think Ramirez actually hit the dude from Chicago and knocked him down, like right in the jaw.
I always miss all the cool stuff. Man.
Yeah, you can. It's on YouTube, so you'll be able to find it out. But that's the big news.
Oh yeah, they lined up with each other,
and boom, knocks him right in his butt with a shot to the jaw.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's scary for a fan, because if you're hitting people with your hands, you don't want to break your hand. It's like Ramirez is a good player, and the Guardians are trying to make some. I mean, they're trying to get into the playoffs.
Seems like he fell back more. I mean, he definitely clipped him a little bit in the jaw. But
see, where's the slow mo for this?
I don't know.
I don't think either one of them knows how to fight really well.
I don't know if I want to fight either one of them. They look like they're throwing decent punches.
But you never see the punch that's like NHL without the gloves, man.
Yeah, it's not often. Usually it's just like everyone just runs at each other and hugs.
Yeah.
Aggressively hugs.
Yeah. It's getting crazy out there in baseball, baby. You pick the topic. You guide the show. It's listeners on the loose. Call us or text us at 206-803-ROCK. More of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 9:35 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
A little short on college funds? BECU has your back. Our student loans are fixed rate, and they have no origination fees or prepayment penalties. It's just another way we put BECU members first. Check out our student loans at becu.org/student loans. BECU, power in people. Financing is subject to BECU membership, credit approval, and other underwriting criteria. Not every applicant will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. Let's go to Nick in Fife. Nick, you are on The Rock.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Nick. Welcome to the show. What you got for us, buddy?
So what I got for you guys, if you were to create a super band with members alive or dead, one singer, one drummer, one bassist, and two guitar players, who would they be?
Ooh.
Alive or dead, to make a super band?
Goodness gracious, that's a tough one.
Alive or dead? Wow.
So,
all right.
So for me, I'm going to have my guitar players as Eddie Van Halen and Slash.
Okay.
I'm going to have my lead singer as Lane Staley. I'm going to have my bass from Red Hot Chili Peppers. And for my drummer, I'm a drummer. I've been drumming for about 25 years. I would have to go either Neil Peart or Joey Jordison from Slipknot.
That's going to be a very eclectic band, I have to say. And also, I mean,
yeah,
two guys doing a solo. I'll go with it. Let's go.
Yeah, and did he pick a singer? Did I miss that?
Yeah, Lane Staley.
Lane Staley. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Yeah. Wow, that's a good call. Nick, that's a good call. All right. So,
I don't know why I'm overthinking that they're going to argue a lot over who gets to do the guitar solos, but that's just my...
Yeah, I mean, you've got... Well, do they have a thing called rhythm guitar? Is that still a thing?
Oh, yeah, of course
okay, I wasn't sure. Because I don't know. Well, that's good stuff, Nick. I appreciate that.
I went knee jerk.
You?
I went knee jerk. Just
right.
The first names that popped into my mind. Obviously, you give me like 30 more seconds, I'd probably change it in a heartbeat.
Okay.
But, on drums, Dave Grohl. And maybe it's just because we were just listening to Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters. But I'm putting him on drums, though. I want him with my drummer. On bass, I'm going to go Eric Avery from Jane's Addiction. I always loved his bass style. It's just kind of a cool groove to it, and I think that'd be pretty awesome. Guitar, man, I got Jack White.
Ooh.
And I got Mike McCready.
Ooh.
Now, they both do solos, but Jack White can just lay down some good rhythm, so I think he'll be fine.
Mm.
And then on vocals, I'm going with Brett from the Glorious Sons.
All right.
And that's my band.
Okay.
Those are the first names that popped into my mind.
All right.
But they're all living. I don't know why. I wanted to focus more on that because I want to make this band actually happen.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to do something eclectic because this guy is not known for being a lead guitarist. I mean, a lot of people that know the band know, but I don't think anybody knows that he was always. I always heard people thought he was really good.
Okay.
And that's JY, James Young from Styx.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know it's a deep cut, but from my generation, I think that he was actually considered a pretty darn good lead guitarist. All right, so drummer. You know what? I'm going to give Sully Erna a nod. Even though, because Sully sometimes, I don't know why, but I'm going to give him a nod because he was a drummer.
He was a drummer, but he doesn't drum at all anymore.
Well, does Dave,
Dave will still do projects.
I thought Sully drummed every once in a while. He doesn't?
I mean, he'll drum on stage, so I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Yeah,
one.
Okay, yeah. And that's why I don't know why Sully just popped in my head.
That's the guy? Okay.
Yeah, he just popped in my head.
Well, he could do backing vocals, too.
Yeah, there's that. That's the beauty of Dave Grohl, too.
Yes.
Yeah, so you got that.
Okay.
And also, and let's see. All right, so...
Are you just picking guys from Boston?
No, I'm going to go with Bon Scott for my lead singer.
Oh, okay.
Because he's dead. But
Yes.
he's still, even though AC/DC's got great songs, Bon Scott to me is still my
So now
favorite.
you got guitar, drums, and vocals.
Yes, I do. So bassist, I'm going to go with Duff. Just because I know
that's a
Duff.
good pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Duff.
Duff would be I want him in my band, actually. I'm kicking out Eric Avery.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he's out?
I'm putting Duff in there.
Okay, and rhythm guitar. This could be because I'm going to be an idiot. I'm going to go with Al Jardine of the Beach Boys.
Okay. I heard I thought you were about to say Avril Lavigne, and I was going to smack you. I'm like, come on, BJ.
Honestly, the only reason is I know for sure Al was a rhythm guitarist for the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
I don't know many rhythm guitarists. So I've got my lead, I got my bass.
What a strange lineup.
That's a strange lineup.
Yeah. With Sully Erna holding down the beat.
I know.
He's gonna be like, what the hell are you doing to me, BJ? You put me with all these guys?
I know there's a lot of great like drummers. I get that, but for some reason Sully just entered my brain.
I think Sully and Duff could make sense, but everybody else, I think he'd be like, okay, Bon Scott. It's more so just like the
JY. You
guy.
don't know if you grew up in the '70s like I did. JY is a good lead guitarist.
Nice,
James Young. So and he's probably the guy that was the most rocky singer, and they didn't give him a lot of songs to sing on, but he sang Miss America for Styx, which is arguably like the best ballsy rock song Styx has ever done.
All right, Danny.
Okay, Dexter Holland on vocals.
There we go. I thought he was going to say, I'd put a Billy Joe, Trey, and Mike Dirnt. I know they're all in Green Day, but I'll put that band.
Well, see, at this point, I'm going to basically do the same thing, but just all pop punk artists.
Did you see they brought out their original drummer?
Oh, no.
In California, like a guy that played with them. I never even heard of the dude. Apparently, he left the band to become a doctor, and now he's like a very well accomplished surgeon.
Sure.
And they were in California, and they brought this guy back out, and they played one of their first songs they ever wrote on their first record with him in California, which I thought was pretty freaking cool.
Nice.
That's cool. I got to look that up. Yeah, I would go Dexter Holland on vocals just because he has such a great like a different voice. You know what I mean? Mike Herrera on bass from MXPX. I would do Frank Zumo from Sum 41 on drums, and then Dave from Brown Sound on lead guitar, and then maybe Billy Joe on rhythm guitar.
Okay, so two guys from Sum 41.
Yeah.
Is he the same drummer from day one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Can I just say,
what?
I mean, you can't, you couldn't find like somebody else from other bands. You got to steal two from one band.
Double dip.
Yeah.
Well, they're calling it a day anyway. Might as well grab them.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just saying double dip, man. I don't know, man.
Double dip all day long.
I would say there's got to be some. Come on.
All right, Vicky.
What do you got?
Basically, it is a combination of all my favorite bands from the 2000s. So singer would be Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
Oh, good call.
You stole mine, but I'm going to keep him. Jack White as one of the guitarists.
Well, we could share him.
Tom Morello as well. Robert Trujillo as bassist, and then John Dolmajian from System of a Down, drummer.
Oh, he's such a good drummer.
He's so good. So I feel like all of that mixed together would be a smorgasbord of epicness.
Not a bad call.
I mean, it might just be, the drizzling poops, but I am here for it.
Well, I think
it's so different.
Have you heard my band?
Yeah.
I think my band might be
of all of them, I want to hear your band the most.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting.
Just so curious.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting song.
With artificial intelligence, we can make this happen.
You're right. Yeah, that would be very, very fascinating to hear. It's just great to hear like Bon Scott sing. I would love to hear people AI Bon Scott with the current AC/DC songs. I would love that to happen.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, that would be so awesome to hear his version of Highway to Hell and all that, man. That would be so cool.
I think if I was picking someone who wasn't living to throw in the band, I think I'd go with Cliff Burton from Metallica on bass.
Okay.
I miss that guy's bass playing. He's so damn good.
I have one that I could replace my lead guitar player with since BJ has a problem with it. No, you're going to like this one, Steve. Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Why didn't I put Fred Durst as my lead singer?
You really should have.
Dude, Fred Durst just did an interview. I think it's Bill Maher does the podcast. I think it's Bill Maher. It's a video podcast.
Not Bill Maher, like the guy from TV?
Yeah.
Bill Maher?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Fred Durst was his guest.
Okay.
What the hell is the name of this show? It's something about Comfort or Club Random
podcast.
From Bill Maher.
Yes.
What? So, this is fast because Bill Maher usually is very political, so this is not that, huh?
He just talks to people he finds interesting.
That's cool.
But they don't really get into any serious political conversation. Although it's a really fun interview because there are moments where I'm pretty sure Fred is just trolling him in like a fun, playful way, and I don't think Bill's picking up on it. But also and there are also some moments where Bill's just making Fred look like. He's like, what are you, an idiot? Kind of a moment. Like, because Fred wants to talk about, like, did you hear that there's this, like, somewhere in space that vacuums all the energy and then and Bill's like, you got to give me more proof than this. And he's like, no, I heard it from a guy. He's like, oh, and he's calling Fred Durst on all of his, on these crazy theories. But the two of them together was super fun. And it's if you're a Fred Durst fan, you're going to love it. But even if you don't like Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit, I think you'll have an appreciation for him because he's a pretty interesting guy to listen to.
Dude, I haven't seen Fred in a while, and I would never have known that was him.
He looks like a garden gnome, yes.
Yeah, he does. He looks just like a garden gnome with that hat and the white beard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got the garden gnome cap. I think so your daughter's going to have a crush on him now.
Yeah, definitely.
He said though he can't shave his beard because it's for his persona for the band right now. So I think he's like, how he's doing the dad vibe thing, and he had like that wig on. So I think whatever the new
that makes sense.
You start to realize like he I don't know if he's just saying this like to save face about Limp Bizkit, but he's making it sound like it started as this like silly art project in his head, this overly macho type band, and then it became a huge phenomenon for a while. And it was hard for him because, he was a guy that was bullied a lot. And now all of a sudden, all the bullies, people that would bully him are fans of his band.
Oh, wow. That is trippy.
Which was something that even Kurt Cobain had an issue with. So I don't know if it's like, I'd imagine a lot of bands have that where it's like, oh, I was picked on by the guys that are now in the crowd that love my band.
Isn't that humanity? Once you get popular, all the people love you instead of hate you. Yeah. That's a phenomenon right there, Fred. Well, I didn't know that about Limp Bizkit. I had no idea that it was sort of not a real thing, and I
don't know how much of that's just him kind of messing with Bill Maher, or like he's just kind of like, he's trying to make it sound like it's almost like a Kaufman-esque type of approach to making a band or whatever it is. But it's still a fun listen because the two of them worked really well together because they're kind of playfully giving each other crap throughout the entire interview.
That sounds so. It's Bill Maher's
Club Random.
Yeah,
like Woody Harrelson's been on it before.
This is, I think, an interesting move.
The dude from Creed was on it, like Scott Stapp.
This is a very interesting move from Bill Maher. He's going to get into basically the arena that like the Mark Marons and the Howard Sterns where they're just doing these one-on-one interviews. And that's not what he's known for in my brain.
And it sounded like he was just smoking weed, and then eventually Fred agreed to smoke some special cigarettes, as they were calling it. And
wow!
And next thing you know, Fred definitely got a little weirder as it went on because I think he got more stoned.
Man, oh man! You know what, man? Everybody's getting that weed thing. Everyone's just like doing. Everyone's just getting stoned. Everyone's doing that weed podcast thing.
Yeah,
I mean.
Rainn Wilson's been on it before too. Ice Cube.
Rainn's very bizarre too. Boy, that I would love to know what that interview is like because Rainn is, he's a real serious dude and he's got some big causes he's into. So,
and Bill Maher's a music fan, so it's not like as if it's like he's coming from a place where he doesn't know anything. Like they had like a fun talk about the Beatles during their chat as well.
I love Bill Maher's story. Bill Maher was hated by conservatives and then turned around and became hated by liberals, being the same guy. It's the most fascinating thing because I watch his show. He's still the same guy. I don't think that he's changed much at all. But boy, oh boy, did conservatives hate him back in the day. And now all of a sudden liberals hate him just from the political side. And I don't understand how that's possible because it's like, I don't know, he's the same guy. I mean, he's doing the same shtick he's always done. Bro.
Yeah.
It is time, though, to answer a bigger question. And that is about Ryan Castle and Nickelback. That's the big music question. What do Ryan Castle and Nickelback have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Nickelback have in common?
You don't want to admit it, but you love me.
Yeah.
Look at this photograph.
It's true, man. I don't want to tell people how much I love you. I just can't.
Hold me.
Yeah, can't do it. But I do have a photograph here to look at.
Look at it.
Oh, so when he said Steve likes to let both tickle the inside of his ear.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's just Ryan, not Nickelback. Come on.
That is weird.
I didn't know about that. So, Nickelback, they formed 28 years ago. Oy, we are old. In the small town of Hanna, Alberta, in Canada. The town was very proud. They had signs all around boasting about, hey, we're the place where Nickelback was born.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people were not happy about that.
Oh, like throw a bottle against it, you bastards.
People tend to have opinions.
Yeah. Yeah, all the highways going into Hannah for the past 20 years said, proud to be the home of Nickelback. Hannah welcomes you. And but they removed them in May because they're saying they're a safety risk. Too many Nickelback fans are coming to Hannah, taking photos and selfies with the sign, all sorts of congestions, and Hannah's like, we don't need that.
That is the opposite of what I was expecting.
It's the Canadian way. Still, a lot of love for Nickelback.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Good for Canada.
So just remember Hannah, but you got to do it on the down low. They don't want you there. Right, Castle, on the, you know what, on the up low, if that's a thing, the up high, up low, up whatever, he's got a 12-pack. He knows what he's doing. I don't. He does.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Hey boo, I'm Carmela Creeper. I'm spinning tasty tracks and even tastier caramel apple monster cereal. Available at Walmart.